A pleasant good evening, everyone. The final time we actually get to say that here in this 2021 campaign. Our last night game of the regular season. The Lancaster Barnstormers taking on the High Point Rockers. We have one more to go after this one. We'll get back together at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Nothing really at stake in this series. It was a thrilling game last night. The Barnstormers had to survive a game-tying home run by Logan Moore with 2 outs in the top half of the ninth, but they came back out in the bottom of the ninth and won it on a bases-loaded wild pitch. Lancaster are taking the opener of this series 4-3, so the Barnstormers now 25-32 in the second half of these 2 games remaining. High Point is 32-25, and their situation is just strange. The Rockers can do absolutely nothing this weekend to help themselves except to stay ready for the possibility of going to Long Island on Monday. However, that door is really starting to close on the Rockers because the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs suddenly appear to be a team that is not to be denied. Southern Maryland has won already today the first game of a doubleheader against the Lexington Legends, 7-4. Was that final as Jordan Howard cracked a 3-run home run in the bottom half of the 6th inning. The Barnstormers, along with High Point watching the scoreboard, Southern Maryland has moved into a tie for first place at 30-28 with the Long Island Ducks, who won last night, hanging on for a thrilling 9-7 victory over the York Revolution. York is now 1 game out. Game 2 of that doubleheader is underway, and Southern Maryland is ahead in that one, 1-0 into the top half of the 5th inning. If Southern Maryland wins and York wins tonight, then Southern Maryland has clinched the second half in the South. Therein, High Point is out. If Southern Maryland loses the second game, York wins the second game, we have chaos. It's everybody at 30-29 going into tomorrow, and guess what? It's supposed to rain on Long Island tomorrow, really throwing a monkey wrench into everything. If Southern Maryland wins this second game, it eliminates York because Southern Maryland owns all tiebreakers, so they would force York out, and then it would go down to a 2-way battle going into tomorrow between Southern Maryland and Long Island. It's either, at that point, it would be Southern Maryland going or High Point going. So York needs Southern Maryland to lose this second game to the Lexington Legends. High Point could really use that as well. Southern Maryland right now has the inside track to go to the 2021 Atlantic League playoffs, head to Long Island on Monday. But if they should happen to lose this game and lose tomorrow against Lexington, then Southern Maryland suddenly is out, and it goes down to whichever team takes 2 out of 3 in the Long Island-York series. Right now, Long Island is up in that 1-0. If Long Island wins that, then High Point goes to the postseason. A lot of crazy scenarios in the final 24 hours of the Atlantic League season. Meanwhile, here tonight, Zach Smith, who's coming off a win against the Long Island Ducks last Sunday, gets the nod for the Barnstormers. He is 2-5 with a 12.33 ERA, but coming off that victory in which he gave up 2 runs in 5 innings. He will be matched up against Tyler Garco, who is 1-0 with a 6.19 ERA. And the starting lineups for the ball game this evening, it will be Johnny Field leading off in center for the High Point Rockers. The left fielder batting number 2 is Jay Gonzalez. Quincy Lattimore will bat third. He's the DH. The cleanup hitter is the first baseman Jerry Downs. Quincy Neaporte is the third baseman batting 5th. Jared Mitchell batting 6th. He is in right field. The shortstop batting 7th is J.R. DiSarcina. Second baseman hitting 8th is Logan Moore, moving out from behind the plate to play second base, a James Skelton move. And it will be Michael Galino doing the catching, batting 9th for the Rockers here tonight with Garco on the hill. For the Barnstormers, Melvin Mercedes is leading off at second. The right fielder batting number 2 is Caleb Gindel. Alejandro Deaza will play left field tonight. He's batting third. The cleanup hitter is the first baseman. That would be Kelly Dugan. Ladarius Clark is in center field batting 5th. Blake Alleman, the third baseman, hits 6th. Blake Galen will be the designated hitter tonight. He is in the number 7 slot. The catcher batting 8th is Anthony Perrone, and Cleo Luis Rondon is the Barnstormer shortstop batting in the number 9 slot. On the hill is right-hander Zach Smith with a record of 2 wins and 5 losses on the season. The Barnstormers are celebrating Ladies' Night, Breast Cancer Awareness here. We have pink bases, the pink Barnstormers logo in behind home plate, and the Barnstormers have pink-tinged hats here this evening. They're two-toned hats, black with pink on the front panel, and those will be auctioned off during the game here this evening to go to the Lancaster Police Department's Breast Cancer Foundation. So here come the Lancaster Barnstormers for the second last time here in 2021. Ultimately, not a successful season, but you can look at certainly individual accomplishments. There have been several of those this year, and a great ball club in terms of personality, in terms of character. They have been fantastic. They just had that painful month of September driving them out of the playoff race. Now we're going to send you down to the field in our opening ceremonies.
Kratzer.
And bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Star-Spangled Banner this evening at Clipper Magazine Stadium. Barnstormers against the High Point Rockers. It's game number 118 on the season for each of these ball clubs. We will be not filling out the schedule over the course of this year. We were to make up a game this weekend, but that, because of everything that happened on Thursday evening, was rendered moot. So single games tonight and tomorrow. We're just watching the scoreboard. I mentioned that Southern Maryland game 1 of their doubleheader by a score of 7-4. Game 2, 1-0 in favor of Southern Maryland. Play is in the top half of the 5th inning at Regency Furniture Stadium. 2 outs in that top of the 5th. Still 1-0 in favor of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Zach Smith making the start for the Barnstormers here this evening. Smith, the right-hander from Katy, Texas, 6'2", 200 pounds, and just 23 years of age. He, like so many of these young pitchers around the Atlantic League in 2021, has taken his lumps. He's given up 70 hits in 46 innings. He's walked 50, and he has struck out 37. 2-5, 12.33 is earned run average. Backing him up defensively, Blake Alleman at third, Clea Luis Rondon is the shortstop, Melvin Mercedes at second, Kelly Dugan at first. The outfield has Alejandro De Aza in left with Ladarius Clark in center. Caleb Gindel is the right fielder, Anthony Perrone doing the catching for the Barnstormers this evening. And here is center fielder Johnny Field leading off for the Rockers this evening. Field last night had 1 hit. It came in the 9th inning, and then he was thrown out stealing for what turned out to be the final out for the Rockers in the game. And that was the first time that a Rocker had been thrown out stealing in better than 30 attempts. Of course, they hadn't been running on Anderson De La Rosa during that time. Well, here is Field. Right-handed batter all the way. hitting .286 with 13 homers on the year. The pitch, a check swing, and the first base umpire, Jonathan Lamontina, says he went. It is no balls and a strike. Bill Reuter signaling the balls and strikes here tonight with Lamontina at first. Buzz Albert is the umpire across the diamond over at third. No balls, one strike, the count on Field. Smith into his motion. Next offering, swing and a dribbler foul straight behind the plate. Had just enough to get to the backstop. No balls and 2 strikes to Field. He had a big night against the Barnstormers when we were at High Point. He's 7 out of 25 with a home run in the season series. 0-2. The count on Field. He's played in the big leagues with Minnesota. Fastball is high to him from Smith. It is ball 1, 2 strikes. Field, a 29-year-old native of Las Vegas, Nevada, product of the University of Arizona. Very fine baseball program. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Leading off the first inning for the High Point Rockers as we get things underway on this last Saturday, last fireworks show of the campaign. Swinging a foul ball back against the Smith fastball. And the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jay Gonzalez, a left-handed batting left fielder, waits on deck. Gonzalez last night walked twice and lined back to the mound. A sizzler that was snagged out of the air by Niall Ball, last night's starter, who came within 1 out of a complete game shutout. Moore hit the home run to break it up. There's a pop fly on the right side. Kelly Dugan near the bag, signaling that he has it, and just ahead of first base with the catch. That is out number 1, and Gonzalez will step to the plate. Oddly, that's exactly how last night's game started, with Field popping up to Dugan. Gonzalez will step in. Lexington has tied the game at Southern Maryland. An RBI for Courtney Hawkins in the top half of the 5th inning. That 5th inning has come to an end, so it's a 4.5 now. The Lexington 5th coming to an end. 4.5 in the books, and the ball game is tied at 1. The batter is Jay Gonzalez, hitting .261 with a pair of homers. He's driven in 12. Here's the first pitch, a fastball good for a strike called. It's 0-1. Swing and a miss. Smith took a little off of that. He's ahead of Gonzalez. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 out already in the inning. Smith starting off well here tonight. The wind and the 0-2. Off the outside part of the plate here for ball 1. Quincy Lattimore, the designated hitter, scheduled to bat next. If Lexington wins this second game, it's certainly going to add even more intrigue to tonight and tomorrow with the York and Long Island games, as well as the Southern Maryland contest tomorrow. Into the dirt for ball 2. It is 2-2. Gonzalez, the strikeout man tonight here at Clipper Magazine Stadium, as you hear by the constant cry for pulled pork in the background. 2-2. Smith ready to go to work, and to Gonzalez. He got him, a swing and a miss. Second out of the inning, and Lattimore, the designated hitter, will come to the plate. Quincy Lattimore batting .281. He has 6 home runs. He has driven home 21 for the season. High Point doing some experimenting with its lineup. Last night we saw 4 pinch hitters used in a span of 2 innings. Ground ball toward the hole at shortstop. Rendon gets a glove on it, that is all. And Lattimore safe on an infield single.
Number 28, first baseman, Jerry Downs.
Clay Luis was able to race to his right and knocked the ball down. He didn't just slow it down, he knocked it down. It stayed right there at the edge of the outfield grass as Rondon's momentum carried him past the play. But even if he fields that ball, it's unlikely that he would have been able to throw out Lattimore. 2 outs with a runner on. Here is first baseman Jerry Downs. He's been the big gun from the left side of the plate for the Rockers this season. 22 home runs, 81 runs batted in. He carries a .296 batting average. 2 outs, a runner on with an infield base hit. And Smith will need to be a little bit careful here, but you don't want to start pitching around batters this early. Ball 1 is inside and low. It is a ball and no strikes. Wind tonight blowing out toward left field under the overcast skies. We've not seen a lot of the sun here this weekend, and it's unlikely that we will tomorrow either. To Downs, that is lined into right field for a base hit, taken on a bounce by Gindel, and runners are now at first and second for Quincy Neporte, the third baseman tonight. He's moved across the diamond from first base where he started last night. Neporte 3 out of 16 with 3 runs batted in, coming off a big year with the Schaumburg Flyers. And he's going to wipe around the dirt in the right side batter's box. He's got 2 different cleats on. Right foot has solid white, left foot has some coloring to it. Straight up stance. Runners at first and second with 2 men gone. Smith will go to work, and his fastball is upstairs. Ball 1, no strikes. Jared Mitchell, the left-handed batting right fielder, waits on deck. Looked easy the first couple of batters tonight for Zach, and then the infield base hit. That's a tough break. Downs with a solid single into right. It's 1-0 to Neporte. He hits a ground ball to shortstop. Rendon will field and go the short way to Mercedes. The pair of back-to-back singles proved to be harmless for Zach Smith. No runs, 2 hits with no errors. 2 runners are left on base. The Barnstormers will be coming up next in the bottom half of the first inning. There is no score.
Hi, Cindy.
All right, Cindy, we're going to go.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with the kids' favorite toppings, a delicious sub made the way you love, fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how busy people get busy eating the meals they love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals, all in one delivery.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
That you think will hit the cycle. A home run, single.
Tyler Garco making the start tonight for the High Point Rockers. The second time that the Barnstormers have faced him. The last time that Garco saw the Barnstormers, he was staked to an 8-0 lead, but couldn't stay in long enough to pick up the win. Garco hails from Arcadia, California. 6'2", 207-pounder. He is 31 years of age. This season with High Point, 16 innings. He has allowed 15 hits, 11 runs all earned, 5 walks, and 22 strikeouts in his 4 starts. And a lot of those walks came in that start against the Barnstormers. We mentioned he had the 8-0 lead early and then couldn't stick around long enough to get the win. He, in fact, was removed in the 3rd inning of play in that particular start. Garco was at Sioux Falls in South Dakota in the American Association this year. He was 6-9 there with a 4.97 earned run average. Never had a stint in a major league organization. He has Been around the independent leagues through his post-collegiate career. Tonight facing Melvin Mercedes, the second baseman, leading off for the Barnstormers, 305 with a pair of homers and 33 runs batted in. He pushes a bunt, but foul up the third base side. It is 0-1. Narco backed up by Niaporte at third. The shortstop is J.R.D. Sarcina. Logan Moore making the unusual start at second base tonight. And it is Jerry Downs over at first. The outfield has Jay Gonzalez in left, Johnny Field in center, Jared Mitchell is in right, and Michael Galino is doing the catching here this evening. No balls, one strike. Here is the delivery, and Mercedes will look at it upstairs. The count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Porte up at the edge of the grass, over at third. Downs deeper at first base. Mercedes gets ball 2 off the outside corner. Caleb Gindel is on deck. He has not homered since number 34. Coming back here on Tuesday night. Still tied for the league lead, entering action today. 2-1. Mercedes looks at ball 3 upstairs. Melvin will take the walk. He knows that's certainly part of his role as the leadoff hitter. 3-1. Melvin with quite a bit of room in the gap in right center at the moment. The pitch to him is again high, ball 4, and the Barnstormers have their leadoff man on in the bottom half of the first inning. Gindel, the right fielder, will come to the plate. 289 for Caleb with 34 homers, 91 runs batted in. The league leader in total bases and extra base hits here in the 2021 campaign. A viable candidate, certainly, for Atlantic League Player of the Year with everything he has accomplished as a Barnstormer in 2021. First pitch swinging, fouled off. It is no balls and a strike. The fact that the club is not headed to the playoffs would sort of count against him. It's really going to be interesting to see how the league votes for Player of the Year because so many guys have such terrific numbers offensively. It makes me look at Darryl Thompson, the ace starter and pitching coach for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. To Gindel, high and outside, ball 1, strike 1, because he stands out so much, so far above everybody else at his position. He's been a difference maker. 1-1 to Gindel, infield set, double play depth. Mercedes has 13 steals and 15 tries. Gindel rips a base hit out into right. Mercedes is going to turn second and then hold on as the ball is retrieved in a hurry by Jared Mitchell. Gindel on in back of Mercedes. That brings on Alejandro De Aza. De Aza had a night off last night for the season .323 with 11 home runs and 69 runs batted in. He leads the club with 31 doubles, and he's tied for the league lead with 6 triples. Mercedes at second, Gindel at first. The Barnstormers looking to pounce early. Second to the last game of the season. And this ball club certainly wants to finish strong. The set, De Aza is going to pop up a bunt, trying to push that down the third base line and missed on it. No balls and a strike. He was trying to push that bunt toward Niaporte over at third. Kelly Dugan, the first baseman, waits on deck. The Barnstormers scored 4 runs last night. It was a home run by Galen, an RBI single by Robinson, and some sloppy runs otherwise, but they'll take them for that 4-3 win. Here's the 0-1. De Aza holds the bat back. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Alejandro playing left field tonight. He's been rotating through. He can play all 3 equally well. 1-1. The set, Garco to the plate, and De Aza fights that off the wrists, out of play, down the third base side, 1-2. Dugan on deck. After that, it would be Ladarius Clark. Clark still needs homers. He needs 2 of them to become the 5th 2020 man in franchise history, joining his current teammate, Blake Galen, along with Reggie Taylor, Michael Woods, and Lance Zawadski. Mercedes off second, Gindel off first. De Aza swings and misses. Foul tipped it, held by Galino. And that brings on Kelly Dugan, the first baseman, 327, 14 home runs, and 87 driven in for him. Now, the Barnstormers are in a team-wide slump with runners in scoring position. They were over 300 for the bulk of the season, now in the 280s, which, when all is said and done, isn't bad, but they didn't need this balancing out act late in the year when these games had become very important to Dugan. That's a strike at the top of the zone as Garco has fought back against a couple of great clutch hitters here in the first inning. Mercedes remains at second. Gindel has a long lead off first base. Jerry Downs playing deep against Dugan. Infield sets up, double play depth. Right-hander to a high set, and Mercedes proves to be too much of a distraction off second. Garco simply steps off and looks the runner back. Couple of 2-out base hits for High Point in the top of the inning, but Smith got out of it. Here's the 0-1. Dugan looks at a pitch off the outside corner. Ball 1, strike 1. Lancaster's first baseman still hitting over 400 for the season with runners in scoring position, but he's dropped about 40 points here in the last couple of weeks. There was one stretch he was pretty much automatic whenever he had a guy at second or third. Fastball from Garco is up, and it is now 2-1 to Dugan. Clark waiting patiently in the on-deck circle, hoping that he will step in with a lead. Dugan awaits the 2-1. Ball 3 is up and away. Garco walked Mercedes. Gindel tore into a pitch that looked like it was above the zone, yanking it into right for the single. Dugan can be selective here. It's 3-1, and the pitch, he goes for it and misses. 3-2. A gamble to start the runners. But the catcher tonight is Michael Galino. He is number 3 in the pecking order, but still a pretty good player for High Point. 3-2. The runners do go. The pitch is strike 3 called on the inside corner. The double steal is pulled off. Mercedes pulled up going into third on the delay, but the throw was offline. So Dugan strikes out looking. Mercedes gets his 14th steal. Gindel is third. And now it's up to Ladarius Clark. Clark hitting .269. He has 18 homers and 65 driven in. Over the last few weeks, the Barnstormers have struck out with runners in scoring position almost an unconscionable number of times. They've gone down looking quite a bit. Dugan was up there at 3-1 and still lost the at-bat. Here's the pitch to Clark. He swings and misses against Garco. It is 0-1. Now, Garco has been a significant strikeout pitcher, 22 in 16 innings coming into tonight. He had fanned 114 and 116 in the American Association this year. 0-1, the count to Ladarius. Mercedes off third, and Gindel off second. The 0-1 pitch, bang to the net. Garco is a pitch from getting out of this. No balls, 2 strikes the count. Southern Maryland, meanwhile, has taken a 2-1 lead. In the bottom of the 5th, they are through 5 now. at home against Lexington. Again, a Southern Maryland win locks out York. 0-2, Clark swings and misses at the high fastball. Garco strikes out the side after the first two Barnstormers get on. No runs on a hit with no errors, 2 runners stranded in scoring position. And at the end of an inning, the Barnstormers and the High Point Rockers are scoreless here at Clipper Magazine Stadium.
New to Clipper Magazine Stadium in 2021 is Otto's Hospitality. Otto's is totally committed to the fan experience, from quality to convenience to safety. And they are committed to Lancaster, using local food purveyors whenever possible. New menu items like homemade Brauhaus pretzels, Black Angus burgers, and Otto's meatballs are sure to make any Barnstormers game even more fun. Use self-ordering kiosks or your phone instead of waiting in the lines. That's Otto's Hospitality.
The Lexus Nx is crafted to take on the modern adventure called life.
Alexa, what's the quickest route home?
With Amazon Alexa compatibility and the advanced Lexus safety system, the Lexus Nx is modern utility for the modern world, because modern obstacles require modern solutions. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Amazon Alexa and all related logos are trademarks of Amazon.com Inc. or its affiliates. Not all Amazon Alexa functionality is available for in-vehicle use.
Zach Smith will be facing Jared Mitchell as we start off the second inning. Each side with a couple of base runners in the first. Neither team could get anybody home. The difference, though, is the Rockers runners reached with 2 outs. The Barnstormers had the 2 guys on with nobody out in the inning. The club noticeably in a runners in scoring position slump. Jared Mitchell ready to get things underway as the throw goes through from Anthony Perrone. York and Long Island are scoreless through an inning and a half tonight at Fairfield Properties Ballpark. And those 2 clubs, along with High Point, are hoping that Lexington can pull off a late inning rally. What does play well in Lexington's favor is that Andres Briseño and Matt Latos were both used in Game 1 of the doubleheader. So either Stan has to roll the dice and bring somebody back for a second game, and that didn't play out well for him early in the season against the Barnstormers. He tried to do it with Latos, and Latos lost Game 2. Foul ball away from Jared Mitchell. It is 0-1. Or he's got to trust that second game to another late inning staff. 0-1. The count on Mitchell. Left-handed batter, 241 with 14 homers. Smith locates the zone. It's 0-2. So we're keeping an eye on all these North games for you. Lexington failed to score in the 6th inning. That was off Dylan Brammer. Ball is outside, 1-2. Again, if Southern Maryland gets 3 more outs, it eliminates York. And then if York wins tonight, that eliminates Long Island and High Point mutually. And Southern Maryland clinches, and the Blue Crabs can celebrate in their own ballpark, but later on. Ball missing to Mitchell. It is 2-2. As Southern Maryland has to wait for the York-Long Island game to be over before they can pop a cork or 2. And if Long Island wins, they don't get to do that. At least not tonight. Ball 3 is outside to Mitchell. 3-2 from Smith, who at one point here had the Louisiana native at no balls and 2 strikes. Former 2-sports star at Louisiana State, Jared Mitchell. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff is low and bouncing free. Mitchell picks up the leadoff base on balls. An immediate threat for the High Point Rockers. Mitchell, for the season, has stolen 26. He's only been caught twice. This is a very intelligent base-running team. For the most part, the Barnstormers are as well. I say that, but last night Mitchell was picked off by Ball in the 2nd inning. and Field was thrown out stealing in the ninth, so we didn't necessarily see it all the way last night. Infield will set up double play depth against DiSarcina. Mitchell starts, doesn't go. Fly ball is lifted to right. Angling along the warning track is Gindel. He is there for the catch. DiSarcina retired. We have one out in the top of inning 2. And Logan Moore getting the start at second base tonight, stepping into the batter's box. We think of Logan Moore as being a catcher. He's a very good defensive catcher wherever he has gone, and he hits extremely well here. When we were looking at the New Britain dispersal draft, following the 2019 season, pitches low, gets away from Perrone, and that is going to give second base to Jared Mitchell. Wild pitch is charged to Zach Smith. It did bounce, but and we're having an argument. It's Joey and James. If you hear this, it's Joey and James. I got one to one side of me and one to the other. It's a wild pitch officially. Ball one and no strikes. Mitchell takes off for third, pitches outside, throw by Perrone is late. That's a stolen base, no matter which way you call it. Logan Moore batting at 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, the dispersal draft, before I had this argument in stereo here, the Barnstormers took Alejandro Deaza with the first pick. I was actually looking toward Moore because of how well he performs in this ballpark. Ball 2 missing. They've used him at first base in 1 game, at third base in 2. This is his first professional game at second base. My eyes did a double take when I looked at Jamie Keefe's lineup card earlier. 3 balls and a strike to Logan Moore, batting with Jared Mitchell at third base and 1 out. A walk, a wild pitch, and a stolen base. Joey was saying wild pitch. James was saying pass ball. They were yelling back and forth at each other, and here I am right in the middle booth in between them. High pop-up behind third base. Long way to go. Clea Luis Rendon into foul territory. He is there to reel it in. Here comes Mitchell, and he's going to score. The catch was made. Rendon unable to get off a throw. He lost the grip when he tried, but there would have been no shot there. So that is a sacrifice foul fly to the shortstop. And it's 1-0 with the catcher Galino stepping in. 230 hitter with a couple of home runs and 17 runs batted in. That was a heck of a running catch by Clea Luis Rendon, but he was crashing into the barrier over near the left field bullpen bench when Mitchell tagged, and there was just no chance to right himself and make any kind of a throw. 1-0 in favor of High Point with 2 outs. The base is empty, and Galino steps in. First pitch from Smith over at the knees for a strike called. It's 0-1. The Rockers are able to parlay a leadoff walk into a run, taking the early lead against the Barnstormers. Alleman, Galen, and Perrone due up in the home half of the second inning. Outside for a ball, 1-1. Last night, 12 Barnstormers struck out. It was 9 the night before. The club has been striking out an awful lot in recent games, and that could just be the late season fatigue setting in. Michael Galino, the catcher, stands in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball connecting with the zone. Smith can throw hard also. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ross doesn't have any real control specialist, slop throwing right-handers at all. Everybody just deals with velocity out there. 1-2 pitch breaking ball, and it's there. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Galino goes down looking. Smith strikes out his second, but a run does score on no hits. There were no errors in the inning. Nobody was left on base. We go to the bottom half of the second. The score is High Point 1 and the Barnstormers nothing.
Beautiful night here for baseball. You got the dogs spinning around.
72 years and 4 generations and still going strong. We are Gockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg, and we want to be your appliance store now and into the future. We sell all the best brand names of appliances at the very best prices. We also deliver, install, and service what we sell. Shop local and with your 4-generation hometown appliance store. Come to Gockenauer Appliances and see what a great appliance purchase experience is all about. You can even shop from home now at Gockenauers.com. Thanks for your support.
You can enjoy a night at the ballpark and help out the United Way of Lancaster County. All you have to do is spend 3 hours as an usher during a Barnstormers home game, and the ball club will donate $20 in your name to the United Way program of your choice. Be a friendly face, have fun, and raise money for your favorite local charity. To sign up, go to the LancasterBarnstormers.com website and head to the community link, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
We go to the bottom of the second inning. Blake Alleman, Blake Galen, and Anthony Perrone is stepping in for the Lancaster Barnstormers. Alleman hitting .255 with 21 home runs. He has driven in 59 on the season. He had a tremendous season going up until about 5-6 weeks ago. Still an extra base hit from time to time. His average has dipped into the 250s, at one point even lower than that. And it's been the left side of the plate that's been the struggle for him. Ball one is inside to Blake, 1-0. Lancaster down by a run on a sacrifice fly. A foul ball caught by the shortstop. Spins Alleman around. He's been hit more often than anybody else on this ball club. He is fairly close to the plate, but one would think De Haza would get hit the most often. But it has been Alleman. 2-0. Blake gets ball 3 up and away. And Garca, who walked Melvin Mercedes on 5 pitches to open up the Barnstormers half of the first, in danger of walking Alleman to start the second. Here is the 3-0, and it will be ball 4 outside. A 4-pitch walk here. The Barnstormers have something else going. And Blake Galen, the designated hitter, comes to the plate. .280 hitter with 18 home runs, 70 runs batted in. The Barnstormers' all-time leader in most offensive categories for a career. The one-time Atlantic League and Independent League Player of the Year. His first season with us back in 2012. He has had some kind of a career here in Lancaster. Runner at first is Alleman. The pitch to Galen is high, and ball 1. With some of these older players, you just don't know if they're going to come back next year or not. What they say now and what happens in February and March can be two entirely different things. Called strike, it's 1-1. Sometimes it's just life events happen. And sometimes it can be the fatigue at the end of a year, but you get that itch again during the winter and you want to play another season. Breaking ball for a second strike, it's 1-2. So no firm commitments with any of these guys, really. Allemond leads off first base, held by Downs. Garco roared back last inning and struck out 3 in a row. He's got Galen 1-2, fastball high. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Blake. Anthony Perrone, the catcher, on deck, and then Clay Luis Rendon, the shortstop. High Point with the 1-0 edge as we play the bottom half of the second inning. Nobody out, though. 2-2 on Galen, the set and the pitch. Blake fouls it away. Nobody has ever been a better hitter in this ballpark than Galen. He has done so much damage over the years here at Clipper Magazine Stadium. He has the perfect swing for this ballpark. Nobody has ever done it better than he has. There have been guys who have been close. I think Jeremy Todd way back when, and maybe Reggie Taylor. But Reggie Taylor was just a tremendous all-around player, first-round draft choice. But I think Jeremy Todd might be the most comparable of players who were simply meant to be in this ballpark. 3-2 now to Blake. Allemond, the runner at first base. I don't know if you risk sending him based on what happened last inning. That Southern Maryland-Lexington game is now going to the 7th. The Blue Crabs ahead by 1. 3-2 pitch. Galen loops a foul out of play to the left. And we will remain at 3 balls and 2 strikes. You've always got the option to send Allemond. Barnstormers stole a couple of bases last inning on strike 3 to Dugan. Blake will stay put, and the other Blake draws ball 4. Double Blake on board. Allemond up to second, Galen on at first. Anthony Perrone to the plate. 262 hitter with a home run and 30 runs batted in. Meanwhile, York and Long Island are scoreless into the top of the third. Charleston and Gastonia, no score in the bottom half of the first inning. Southern Maryland with 3 outs will eliminate the York Revolution. Meanwhile, the Barnstormers try to come back from the 1-0 deficit here. Garco has walked 3. He has struck out 3. Gindel single, the only ball that's been put into play. First pitch, fastball is upstairs to Anthony, ball 1. He did not indicate that he plans to bunt. And Miaporte not giving a whole lot of ground over at third base. He just backed up maybe a step, about even with the bag now. Downs is deep over at first. Perrone batting at 1-0. That is a breaking ball back to the inside corner. And the count now evens at 1-1. What the changes in the strike zone have done this year, and again, we've always described it as vertically compressed, horizontally expanded. It's benefited the breaking pitch a little bit more. The high fastball really doesn't work unless you throw it past somebody who swings and misses. Ball 2 is outside and low, 2 balls and a strike. Garco undergoing some control issues. The Barnstormers have put only that 1 ball in play out of 36 pitches so far. 2-1. Perrone hits it off the hands, fouling it to the screen. We'll go to 2 balls and 2 strikes with Clay Luis Rendon waiting on deck. It has been a lengthy first couple of innings so far tonight. The Barnstormers have spent a great deal of time at the plate, but they haven't been able to produce anything to this point. Smith has given up the run, and that was without a base hit. Perrone bats 2 balls, 2 strikes. The set, the pitch, fastball high and wide. The count goes to full. You could risk sending Alleman and Galen. Not as fast of a lead runner as the Barnstormers had with Mercedes back in the first inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Perrone awaiting the payoff pitch. It's on the way, and it's swung on and missed. Garco fans his 4th, and Rendon will give it a shot. 245 for Clea Luis with 6 homers and 48 runs batted in. Last night, it was just 3 strikeouts with runners in scoring position. The Barnstormers were 1 for 9 in that game. The other night against Long Island, the club was 1 for 11. Just 2 of those were strikeouts. Tonight, 0 for 4 with 4 Ks. Rendon batting with Alleman at second, Galen at first, and the first pitch is swung on and missed. That was a breaking ball. It is 0-1. But the timing is just off against Garco. High Point 1, the Barnstormers nothing here in the second inning. Runners take their leads. Rendon awaits the 0-1. That fades low. Ball 1, strike 1. Rendon is just 3 for 27 in the season series against High Point, which the Rockers lead 6 games to 3. Will come up 1 short. Will only play them 11 times this season. To Rendon, ball 2, missing inside. 2-1. Lexington has the tying run on in the 7th inning. Two balls and a strike to Rendon. 2 runners take their leads. Rendon swings and misses. I mean, nobody can touch the ball against Garco. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The right-hander has walked 3. He has struck out 4. And I have him for 43 pitches, only 1 in play. Clea Luis Rendon awaiting the 2-2 offering. Here it is. He went too far on it. And that is the 5th strikeout for Garco, all with a runner in scoring position. Melvin Mercedes will now try to do something. Alleman at second, Galen at first with 2 outs. There have been 4 swinging third strikes, 1 called third strike. Garco has been wild early in innings, but he's recovering, still running deep counts. Now to Mercedes. That is low. It is ball 1. Gindel is on deck. The only man who's hit the baseball, at least into fair territory. And we're not talking any kind of sharp fouls down the lines. We're talking an occasional pop-up into the seats or a ball hit back into the net. 1-0 to Melvin. He looks at it and takes a strike. It is even at 1 each. The one good thing about this is that Garco is running up a tremendously high pitch count early in this contest, and you'd like to think eventually the Barnstormers would get to him or the bullpen. The 1-1, Mercedes has to jump out of the way. It is ball 2 and a strike. And it's not that Garco throws terribly hard, but he's moving his pitches around quite well and mixing them up very well. Melvin Mercedes walked his first time up. 2 balls and a strike to him with 2 outs and 2 on. Here is the pitch, and it is strike 2 on the outside corner. And now 48 pitches from Garco and 1 in play. Alleman off second. Galen is off first. Here's the 2-2. Mercedes hits a ball into the air out toward left center field. Easy play for Jay Gonzalez. And Lancaster leaves 2 more on the bases. No runs, no hits, no errors. With 2 men left, we're at the end of 2, and it's High Point up 1-0.
Girls just want to have fun, but wait.
Class-leading rear legroom. Available Mark Levinson Pure Play sound system. And now, for the first time, all-wheel drive. If there's anything missing in the Lexus ES, it's you, the Lexus ES. Now available with all-wheel drive. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
2021 ES versus 2020-2021 competitors. Information from manufacturers' websites as of 5/3/2021. Mark Levinson is a registered trademark of Harman International Industries, Inc.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with the kids' favorite toppings. A delicious sub made the way you love. Fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how busy people get busy eating the meals they love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals, all in one delivery.
Frustrating night for the Barnstormers offensively. Both innings so far, they have had the first 2 men reach base, and they haven't been able to score out of it. Meanwhile, Zach Smith allowed a leadoff walk in the second inning, and that runner did come around on 1 misfire at the plate, a stolen base, and then a quirky sacrifice fly, something that you know can happen, but you don't often see it. And that is a sacrifice fly on a foul pop-up to an infielder. But the situation was perfect for it. And you can't fault Rendon. It's early in the ball game. You want to get it out when you can. If that's in the 9th inning of a tie ball game, you probably let it drop. But not in the second. Rendon did absolutely the right thing by making the catch. Now Johnny Field leads off the 3rd against Zach Smith. Field popped up to Kelly Dugan, his first time up. Lexington has the tying and go-ahead runs on base in the top of the 7th with 1 out. Dylan Brammer being asked to close it out for Stan Clyburn. He did use Briseño and Latos in game 1. First pitch breaks to the inside corner for a strike on Field. Smith working ahead at 0-1. Long Island is threatening in the bottom of the 3rd inning. No balls, 1 strike. Smith works and misses outside. We're at 1 apiece starting off the 3rd inning. Gindel, Deaza, and Dugan will bat against Garco when we get to the bottom half of this 3rd inning. 1 ball, 1 strike off the glove of Perrone. 2-1. A run scored in the top of the 2nd for the Rockers. Smith, the big Oklahoma fan, got to see his Sooners soar past Texas in the 2nd half. 55-48 was that final earlier. Ball 3 is high, 3-1. The Sooners escape week in and week out. They haven't really buried anybody to the best of my knowledge. 3-1, the count to Field. Smith getting the signal from Perrone ready to go. Here is the 3-1 offering. That is cut on and missed. We're at full, 3-2. Smith certainly not wanting to put the leadoff man on again, knowing that it cost him last inning. In the last inning, he put Mitchell on, a guy who can run, and Field can as well. Probably not to Mitchell's level. Here comes the payoff pitch, 3-2. It's crunched foul, headed to Prince Street. We will do it again. at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So tomorrow our ball games at 1 o'clock. Before that, we'll have the season-ending team autograph signing with the team poster given away while they last. Enjoy our final day of Barnstormers baseball in 2021, and then we can all look forward to seeing the schedule for next year. 3-2, that is outside ball 4. Field picks up the walk, the second issued by Smith. Jay Gonzalez will step in. Gonzalez, a strikeout victim, back in the first inning.
The left fielder, Jay Gonzalez, your Dickey's Barbecue, came man of the game.
Lancaster will set the infield at double play depth. The Barnstormers are in a drought turning double plays also. The Barnstormers getting their best pitching of the season here over the last 2 or 3 weeks. We've seen it from Ball, from Teller up until the other night, and DeSabatino. There's a bunt by Gonzalez. He's going to force Smith to make the play, and the only option is to go to first. Gonzalez with the sacrifice. It'll be 1-3. Field moving ahead to second with 1 out, and Quincy Lattimore to the plate. Lattimore reached on an infield single to the hole at shortstop. Now the tying and go-ahead runs are in scoring position for Lexington in the top of the 7th inning. And that bodes very well for the High Point Rockers, as does the fact Long Island has just taken a 1-0 lead over York in the bottom of the 3rd. That game, York and Long Island got crazy last night. Long Island scored 5 in the bottom of the 8th to take a 9-5 lead. York came back and had the tying runs on at 9-7. And finally, Mikey Reynolds, who had homered earlier in that game, was retired on a flyout to end it. Southern Maryland gets the second out. So they're an out away from potentially clinching and from locking York out. 1 ball and no strikes to Lattimore. Sharp ground ball, third base, gloved by Allemond. He checks the runner back, fires across. Lattimore is cut down 5-3, 2 outs in the inning. Jerry Downs will be the hitter. Downs allowed single into right field back in the first inning. The only ball hit particularly well against Zach Smith so far through 2 2/3 innings. Southern Maryland looking to sweep a doubleheader and put themselves on the verge of clinching the second half. They would need either a win tomorrow or a Long Island loss in the next 2 games, tonight or tomorrow, to wrap it up. Little ground ball to third base. Tough play, Allemond, and he has nowhere to throw. Infield single for Downs. Third baseman Blake Allemond raced in, but had no chance to make that off-balance throw. It was too risky. Could have cost the team a run. So Smith will have to get Neaporte to close out the inning. Neaporte grounded into a force play to end the first. Sure, there's a lot of tension at Regency Furniture Stadium, and they will also stick around to see what happens in the York-Long Island game, I would imagine, before they would depart this evening if they sweep that doubleheader. And right now, that is hanging in the balance in the 7th inning. To Neaporte, the ball hammered down the right field line. That is a foul ball. It's sliced just enough into the corner. And Jonathan Lamantina quickly throwing the arms into the air, signaling a foul ball. One strike to Neaporte. The runners are fielded third, Downs at first, 2 outs in the inning. Oh, and 1. And it's over. Southern Maryland has beaten Lexington. They've swept the doubleheader. Fly ball, right center field. Racing over is Clark. He's not going to be able to reel that one in. It is an RBI base hit for Neaporte as Field comes home. Down stops at second. The throw went to third. For a second, it looked like Clark might be able to sprint over and make a diving attempt anyway, but he pulled up short. And now it is 2-0 in favor of the High Point Rockers. They have their fourth hit of the ball game. They've all been singles. Leadoff walks have come home to score in 2 consecutive innings. Jared Mitchell is now the batter. Southern Maryland sweeps the doubleheader. So the Blue Crabs are alive for tomorrow, and realistically, they're on the verge of winning the South in the second half. The pitch inside and low to Mitchell. Ball 1 and no strikes. If York defeats Long Island tonight, then it is over. York is eliminated. Southern Maryland owns the tiebreakers. If York wins tonight, Southern Maryland goes to the playoffs. York and High Point are both, it locks out Long Island and High Point, I should say. York is done. 2-0 on Mitchell here. Downs at second. Niporte, the runner, at first base. Zach Smith to the set. And this is a ground ball on the left side. It finds a hole in the defense for a base hit. Jerry Downs coming toward the plate. The throw by Deaza bounces away from Perrone. And the second run of this inning scores to make it 3-0. Mitchell singles through the left side. This was all set up by that squibber hit off the bat of Jerry Downs. And now a couple of RBI singles in a row. It's 3-0 in favor of the Rockers, and we're going to get a mound visit from Ross Peoples. Two out, 2 on. The leadoff walk set up the inning initially, but Smith was out of it. He made a good pitch to Downs, who hit that little weak ground ball over toward third base. No chance for Allemond. Back-to-back RBI singles have followed. J.R. DiSarcina, the shortstop, is the batter. With High Point out to a 3-0 lead, and the Barnstormers, having left 4 runners on in the first 2 innings, all had reached before the first out in those innings. High and outside to DiSarcina for a ball. It is 1-0. They have finished the third inning at Long Island with the Ducks ahead by 1. High Point will stay alive if the Ducks win that game. Tomorrow they would need Lexington to win and Long Island to win. And then High Point would get to go to Long Island on Monday. Unless, I may be, that second game, that was continuous doubleheader. That second game just 7 innings. They're calling it middle 7 right now, but that game is over. 2-1. Southern Maryland victorious over Lexington. 3-0. Throw behind the runner at second base, but that's ball 4, so nothing develops. He's forced to third anyhow. Perrone went to pick off Niporte, and it had no purpose ultimately. Now they're loaded for Logan Moore, playing second base for the first time in his professional career. He has dabbled at the corners in the infield. He drove in the run in the second inning with a foul pop fly. Now has a chance to rip this game open. Already 3-0, bases loaded with 2 outs. 4 in a row have reached base. Moore takes a ball up. It is 1-0. And we're in one of those stretches again. 4 straight men getting on base with 2 outs in an inning. 1 ball and no strikes to Moore, who simply loves hitting in this ballpark. He Had that big home run in the 9th inning last night. The next pitch, 1-0. Smith misses again for ball 2. And I'd love to know where those 2 pitches were. Two balls and nothing on Moore. This is a precarious situation right now. The pitch swung on and missed. We go to 2-1. Lancaster does have a right-hander warming up down in the pen. Fastball is high. Moore on the verge of forcing in another run. The catcher, Mike Galino, waits on deck. And this inning could have turned out better in so many ways. 3 balls, 1 strike. Looks like Ben Wanger warming up. 3-1. Popped up, but that will carry to the seats. The count has gone to full, 3-2 on Logan Moore. One o'clock tomorrow for the season finale. And then we'll look forward to all the Christmas pageantry at the stadium coming up in about a month and a half. Christmas Spirit Light Show will be here. 3-2, payoff to Moore in the air, left center field. Converging will be De Aza and Clark. De Aza with the catch, and further damage is averted, but 2 runs score in the inning on 3 hits with no errors, 3 runners left on base. Bottom of the 3rd coming up, and it is 3-0 in favor of the High Point Rockers.
Localflavor.com, local flavor, localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Tyler Garco has walked 3, struck out 5 in the first 2 innings, and works with a 3-0 lead for the High Point Rockers. Caleb Gindel, Alejandro De Aza, and Kelly Dugan are the scheduled hitters in the 3rd. Gindel has Lancaster's only hit of the game. He lined a single into right field back in the 1st inning and stole his 3rd base of the year. It's been a very long time since the last one. But the Barnstormers unable to get him home for the 105th time for the year. Unfortunately, his RBI count has really slowed down. He was looking dead on at driving in 100 runs this year. That's going to take some doing. Gindel to lead off in this 3rd inning. Garco has had to throw 49 pitches so far. The Barnstormers have seen just about everything that he has. See what they can do with him here in the 3rd. The pitch to Caleb is a strike at the knees as he backed away. 0-1. Garco mixing speeds. He's been on a spectrum everywhere from about 76 to 89. Here comes the 0-1. Gindel backs away, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count, the result. Caleb played straight up by the Rockers. The pitch, swing and a miss. Make it 1-2. Gorgeous night for an October Saturday. No need to build a bonfire out here, though you could think about it. 1-2. Gindel takes ball 2, high and outside. Garko going deep into the count against just about every hitter. 11th man he's faced. His pitch count approaching the middle 50s. He's into his windup, 2-2. Gindel swings and misses. Now, Garko must have something working that you can't see from here with a lot of late life on a fastball that's only clocking at 88 or 89. Deaza, the batter, he struck out back in the first. The Barnstormers down 3-0. They haven't been able to get anything ignited. Tyler Garko, 54 pitches. The Barnstormers have made contact into fair territory against 2 of them. To Deaza, it is a strike across the letters, 0-1. And this is where Garko has succeeded tonight, using the entire strike zone, the whole perimeter of it, with a variety of speeds. Deaza gives one a ride, though. This is hit well to right center field. Did he get enough? And it appears not. Back on it field, ahead of the warning track, out in right center to make the catch. Gave the fans a little bit of a thrill momentarily. 2 outs, and the first baseman, Kelly Dugan, will step in. Alejandro simply got under that a little bit too much. And he hit it into a crosswind. If the wind is blowing out to right, as it so often does here, that might have at least a much better chance. Dugan went down looking, and now takes a healthy cut and misses. It is 0-1. Barnstormers trailing by 3 in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Second game of this 3-game series here this weekend. Lancaster taking last night's 4-3. 0-1 is at the letters for second strike, 0-2. Two outs, nobody on. And to Dugan, he gives one a ride, and there's no way the walls are containing this. A bomb to a straightaway right field for Dugan. His 15th home run, and the Barnstormers are on the board. It's 3-1. And the fans do get a thrill out of that. Kelly Dugan made complete, solid, square, you don't feel it in the hands kind of contact. Hitters will tell you that. When you get all of it, you don't feel it. You hear it, but you don't feel it in your hands. You don't get any of those reverberations taking the energy out of the impact with the baseball back into your hands. Now to Ladarius Clark, a check swing. He did not go, as Jonathan Lamontina. Ball 1 and no strikes to Clark, a strikeout victim as well back in the first inning. Well, the Barnstormers are beginning to get an idea here against Garko. Swing and a miss against the breaking ball. It is 1-1. Dugan with a towering homer. Unfortunately, this coming with the bases empty. Clark swings and misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes with Allemond on deck. Last night, the starter Jason Mansueta struck out 9 in 5 innings. He gave up a solo home run to Galen, and then the 6th inning was a mess and not really his fault. Clark loops one out to center. This comes off the end of the bat, fading back as field for the catch. The Barnstormers do get a run back on 1 hit, the Dugan home run, no errors, nobody left on base. So we have completed 3 tonight here at Clipper Magazine Stadium. High Point owns the 3-1 lead.
There are those who say,
If it isn't broken, don't fix it.
Leave well enough alone. You don't mess with success.
while others have something quite different to say. The new Lexus Rx, with dynamic handling and available 12.3-inch touchscreen. The best-selling luxury crossover of all time. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
We are finally back enjoying Barnstormers baseball. I'm Adam Gocknauer from Gocknauer Appliances and thrilled to be sponsoring Barnstormers baseball yet again. We also wanted to thank all of you for your incredible support for our business during the pandemic. We are so happy to still be here helping you with the best brand names and the best prices of major appliances in the area. Enjoy the game and we will continue to service you now and into the future. Gocknauer Appliances in East Petersburg and on the web at gocknauers.com.
Relax with any of a number dozen different draft beers, including their own made Burning Bridge Red. Burning Bridge, pleased to be the right show sponsor of the Barnstormers. Check out their website.
Top of the fourth inning, coming your way here at the Clipper Magazine Stadium. Kelly Dugan decides to put a notch in the belt for the Barnstormers as that home run that cleared probably even Clay Street put the Barnstormers on the board. They're currently trailing 3-1. Due up for High Point in this inning is going to be 9-1-2. Mike Gueno will start it off for the High Point Rockers. Nine, 1, and 2, the catcher, then Field, the center fielder, and then Jay Gonzalez. This one is stroked out into left field just on the opposite side of the chalk. That'll be a foul ball for Guglielmo. Michael Guglielmo, 228, 2 home runs, 17 RBIs. The backup catcher getting a start tonight for the High Point Rockers against the Lancaster Barnstormers. So far on the evening, Guglielmo struck out his first time up, and that helped end the second inning. Here's the pitch. That one is hit up the middle. It's going to get down and going to maybe be extra bases. Ladarius Clark cuts it off, and Guglielmo, who got halfway to second base, turned around and scampered back to first. He will be stuck with a single, was looking double, but no shot as Clark really gets over quickly, gets the ball, and chucks it in. Clark with good speed, cutting that ball off so it couldn't get deeper in the gap. He's also helped by the fact that De Aza still has wheels even in his old age. De Aza plays like a young man, and keep it going for as long as you can. Here's the pitch to Johnny Field. This one's hit almost the exact same spot. This time De Aza is going to cut it off and grab it. First and second, things are currently mounting for the High Point Rockers. Back-to-back line drive singles in about the same exact spot, taken by 2 different outfielders to get the ball in and limit extra bases. So quickly, Zach Smith has base runners to work with in the worst of ways. Guglielmo and Field on base. That was Field's first hit on the night, second time he's been on base tonight. And looks like we might have a pinch hitter. Or no, pardon me. We'll have Jay Gonzalez, but now we're going to have number 20 warming up in the bullpen. Here's the pitch. A sacrifice bunt right to Smith. He slips, he throws. Safe at first is the call. Bang, bang. A sacrifice bunt attempt turns into an infield base hit as Smith lost a little bit of his footing. He didn't go down to a knee, but nonetheless, he wasn't able to get Jay Gonzalez, who ran it out.
Designated hitter Quincy Lattimore.
Obviously trying to give himself up. A bunt right out in front, but the loss of footing probably helped result in Smith having to regain balance to get a throw off to Dugan. Here comes Ross Peoples as the bases are loaded. The first three men, 9, 1, and 2, all reach. Barnstormers really getting the stirring going in the bullpen. We'll see what Ross wants to do with Smith. It's 3-1 and it's still early, and he's got some arms active in that pen. Back-to-back-to-back singles to start things off in the inning. And Ross will head back to the dugout. Dugan still at first. Everybody else taking their spots around the infield. Dugan and Aleman looks like they'll be playing even with the bag. That way they could come home. Potentially, Aleman could step on third and go for the around-the-horn triple play. Would be a beautiful sight to see. Here's Quincy Lattimore swinging at the first pitch and missing. So 3 singles, bases loaded, infield playing at double play depth except for corners that are halfway. Prepared to potentially come home, especially if you're Kelly Dugan. If you're Aleman, step on the bag, chuck it to second, chuck it to first. Lattimore is 1 for 2 tonight. Here's the pitch. This one is skied if it's in the infield, which it looks to be. Infield fly in order, and Rondon calls off Blake Aleman. Nonetheless, even with the drop, the infield fly, he's out. Runners don't even bother to leave their posts.
First baseman, Jerry Downs.
Bases still remain loaded. With 1 man out, a double play could end matters here for High Point. Here is Jerry Downs. He's 2 for 2, so he's seeing the ball very well. Has singled in a first and a single in the third. Zach Smith's first pitch to Jerry Downs is going to miss, low and away. 64 pitches right now for Zach Smith. 36 for strikes, 28 for balls. Downs batting at .301 with 22 home runs, 81 runs driven in. He has eclipsed the 100 mark for hits tonight. This one's going to miss low. Count now swells 2 balls and no strikes to Jerry Downs. Yeah, pitch, he got hit number 100 in the first and then was a part of a fielder's choice out to end the first inning. And then a hit in the third. Here's the pitch. This one is swung out. We might be out of the inning. 1, 2, bingo. Going to go 4-6-3. That'll be the double play. Beautifully done by Zach Smith and the Barnstormers as an infield fly after 3 consecutive singles gets the first out, and then a 4-6-3 double play clears the matters here. No harm done even when things were getting eerie. Barnstormers are coming to bat. They trail this one 3-1. We'll move along, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Garco back out to work. He's in the 60s, 4 pitches. Barnstormers a heck of a tightrope act to get out of those matters there in the last half inning. The fourth yielded 3 consecutive singles. an infield fly, and then a 4-6-3 double play to end it. So, boy, not how you draw it up, but boy, you'll take it. If you're Ross and Zach Smith, at least it's all over. Onward to the bottom of the fourth. Blake Alamon leads off for the Barnstormers, be followed by Blake Galen and Anthony Perrone. Blake Alamon tonight, he has walked his first time up, as has the other Blake in the lineup. He walked also in the second inning, and Perrone followed afterward. We'll see how these gentlemen can take matters here. Here's the first pitch from Garco. First pitch misses inside, as even in the last at-bat for Alamon, they worked him tight inside and nearly hit him with a few pitches. Garco winds and throws. Here's the pitch. Alamon swings at this one. It's fouled off. Working inside and missing again as Alamon works the count in his favor. Breaking pitch misses at 77 miles an hour. 3-1 in favor of High Point. 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Swung on, and it may get out of play. Catcher gives it a look, and yes, it will get out of play after all. So new life still remains for Blake Alamon. Two-two offering on to Blake Alamon. Here's the pitch. That misses high and away. Counts now 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's full. Barnstormers could do with a leadoff base runner as they scored in the last half inning off the bat of Kelly Dugan's monstrous home run to right. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled into the netting, just missed by Blake Alamon. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Alamon still sitting on 97 hits. He's gone a few games without such, trying to get into that hit calling. He's only got a game left after today to try and get to the 100-hit plateau. Here it is from Garco. Swung on, fisted, foul, and out of play as well. So he's staying alive and working Garco hard. Four fouls so far in this at bat alone by Blake Alamon as he's trying to get the pitch to hit, preferably in fair territory to result in a base knock. 3-2, here's the pitch from Garco. Ball 4, misses high, just above the letters. Reuter does not signal. Barnstormers have a leadoff walk. Leadoff walk, and here's Blake Galen. Galen 0 for 0. Walked in his only plate appearance today. Anthony Perrone on deck. Let's see what the Stormers can do with this leadoff base runner. Being held by Jerry Downs over at first base. Working quickly, no sidestep. Working from the stretch. First pitch fouled off and into the netting as Galen tried to jump him on the first pitch and potentially launch it to the territory in which Dugan saw. Lord knows if that one has fallen. Dugan got it into the beautiful night skies. Deep and well past Clay Street. 1 strike offering, swung on and missed. 76 on that slider, and Galen comes up empty. 2 strikes after the long at-bat with Alamon, who fouled off nearly everything and then wisely laid off the last pitch that was just above the letters. No balls, 2 strikes to Blake. Alamon takes his lead. Here's the swing. That's a miss. Swing and a miss. Down goes Blake Galen. And the Barnstormers will have 1 out to work with, and here comes the catcher, Anthony Perrone. Perrone struck out his first time up, and that also took place in the second inning. Alamon on first, looking for more. Give you some insight as to how the things are going in the Major League Baseball world of the postseason, and as games progress, we'll also give you such intel as to what happens around the Atlantic League. First pitch to Anthony Perrone is going to dive outside and miss. Perrone batting at .260 right now. 1 home run, 1 lone home run on the season for him. happened here. A long drive out into right center field, and 30 RBIs for Anthony as well. Alamon leads and progressively stretches it. Here's the pitch to Anthony. Misses inside, and with stretching that lead comes a pickoff attempt by the catcher, Michael Guglielmo. Back safely is Blake. Currently in the homestand for Perrone. He's 0 for 3, looking for more. Shows bunt, hits this one over toward third base. It's a hard bunt. Throw off balance, off line, and getting off the pace. And now we might have a run come score. Blake is avidly running through and actively scoring. What a play by the Barnstormers to use good base running and move around the base as well. So it was going to be an awkward play all the way at third base, but it was thrown away by Niaporti. A sack and an E5 is what the ruling will be. Perrone was trying to give himself up, but sadly will end up with a sacrifice so the at-bat doesn't hurt him and gets over to second base on the error on the throw. Sack bunt for Anthony Perrone. Bunted it a little hard out to Niaporte, but a throwing error allows a run to score in Alamond and then allows Perrone to come all the way to second base, so he is in scoring position. So Perrone over there, and here's another bunt, sliding and getting it. It's an infield single for Clay Luis Rondon. Barnstormers are playing with the defense and seems to be working just fine.
Oh, outstanding.
So we have first and third now off the bunt of Clay Luis Rondon, as this small ball is really wreaking havoc on the High Point Rockers defense. First and third, Barnstormers have more working. They're chipping into this league. They're going to start their picket fence on the scoreboard. One last inning on the Dugan home run. Currently 1 now. I'd go without the picket fence and opt for a crooked number, as many others would too. Here's the pitch to Melvin. That one misses high to Melvin Mercedes. First and third, 1 man down. That was Galen on his strikeout. So far, 1 man in. Perrone stands at third base. Rondon stands at first. Melvin stands at the dish. Garco checking his runners. Here's the pitch. Melvin fists this over to first base. Might be trying for a double play. It's going to go 1-6-3, and that'll be all. Double plays on both sides of the scorecard, ending rallies. Barnstormers, however, get one on the board, so the picket fence has begun for the Stormers. So a 3-6-3 double play will clear matters here. Barnstormers will hit the field. We'll be back. Barnstormers only trailing by a run now, so things are looking up for the Stormers.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with the kids' favorite toppings. A delicious sub made the way you love. Fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how busy people get busy eating the meals they love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals, all in one delivery.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
New pitcher to tell you about as we will begin the top of the 5th inning. Benny Wenger is going to take over for Zach Smith. Zach Smith and his tightrope act got out of last inning without any damage done. Barnstormers were the only one who supplied the damage, and that was with a run on an error of Neaporte. So Barnstormers trailing in this one now 3-2 with much hope mounting as Benny Wenger is going to take over. We'll give you his stats and tell you what he's doing up to so far this season to this point.
Call us to discuss your operational needs. This Barnstormers call the bullpen presented by Edutech Academic Solutions. The new pitcher for Lancaster.
Wenger so far in 14 games, he's launched 24 innings. He's got 28 strikeouts. We'll see what he can do. He came in the other day and took care of business too. Here is Quincy Neaporte to lead off for the High Point Rockers. First pitch from Wenger is going to be dumped out into right field. It's going to get down. So another hit for High Point. That's their 9th of the evening so far. So High Point's got a leadoff man on first base. So Barnstormers are attempting to get matters to be tied here in Lancaster, but now High Point's going to try and counter on their own behalfs. Neaporte on first. Here's Jared Mitchell, who's had a single and a walk so far on this evening. 1 for 1, he stands in. Neaporte stands at first. Here's Wenger's first pitch to Mitchell. First pitch going to be missing outside for ball 1, low and away. Tailing action on Benny Wenger, and High Point's now got action in their bullpen. Wenger kicks and fires. This one's going to be fouled off. That'll be strike 1 right now. 1-1 to Jared Mitchell, the former first-round pick by the Chicago White Sox in 2009. Wenger's last appearance was against Long Island. He pitched 3 innings, so he's in mid-relief here again. That one misses away at 80 miles an hour. Wenger 3 innings, 3 hits. He gave up 3 runs, and that was in his 3rd inning of work. Things were going very well, and then the home run ball hit him and bit him. 1 walk, he struck out 5. Two-1 offering to Jared Mitchell from Wenger. Here it is. That one's going to get the knees for strike 2 to Jared Mitchell. On deck, J.R. DiSarcina. He is 0 for 1. He flew out in the 2nd inning. Stormers could use a double play here. They were gifted 1 in the last inning in the top half of the 4th. Let's see if they can get an earlier one here without loading the bases like they had done in the top of the 4th inning. Mitchell bats at 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Left-hander. Not going to swing at this one. Called strike 3 at the knees. What a comeback pitch by Benny Wenger to get the strikeout. After Neaporte dumped one into right field for a single, Mitchell goes down looking. No interest in swinging the bat there. And here's J.R. DiSarcina, tonight's shortstop. He moved over to shortstop yesterday later in the game. Has started here tonight. He's 0 for 1, and the man at first still stands, Neaporte. Here's the delivery from Benny Wenger. Swung on and might get him out of the inning. 6-4-3. Melvin fires a rocket over to first base, and that'll clean up any potential damage here. Back-to-back double plays, being the savior for the Lancaster Barnstormers and ending matters when needed. Barnstormers trailing in this one, 3-2. We will move on from here. Barnstormers coming to bat.
New to Clipper Magazine Stadium in 2021 is Otto's Hospitality. Otto's is totally committed to the fan experience, from quality to convenience to safety. And they are committed to Lancaster, using local food purveyors whenever possible. New menu items like homemade Brauhaus pretzels, Black Angus burgers, and Otto's meatballs are sure to make any Barnstormers game even more fun. Use self-ordering kiosks or your phone instead of waiting in the lines. That's Otto's hospitality.
The Lexus NX is crafted to take on the modern adventure called life.
Alexa, what's the quickest route home?
With Amazon Alexa compatibility and the advanced Lexus safety system, the Lexus NX is modern utility for the modern world, because modern obstacles require modern solutions. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Amazon Alexa and all related logos are trademarks of Amazon.com Inc. or its affiliates. Not all Amazon Alexa functionality is available for in-vehicle use.
Hensley into pitch for the High Point Rockers, and taking over at first base is going to be Quincy Lattimore. Lattimore moves over to first. Downs is now removed from the ball game, and Hensley will take over in Downs' spot in the order. Number 34, Bryce Hensley, taking over on the mound, and taking over now at first from the designated hitter position is going to be Quincy Lattimore. Everybody else remains the same. So Barnstormers and High Point have both dipped into their bullpens early and will take matters from here. Barnstormers are trailing only by 1 run, 3-2 in favor of High Point currently in this one. High Point 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. And the Lancaster Barnstormers 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors committed so far. Their picket fence has begun. Let's see if they can keep it going here. Caleb Gindel will lead off for the Lancaster Barnstormers in the bottom of the 5th inning going forward against the left-hander Hensley. Gindel, Alejandro De Aza, and Kelly Dugan, lefty, lefty, lefty. What better decision than for Frank Viola to want to put a lefty in here? First pitch to Caleb Gindel is going to miss low and away for a ball. Gindel so far, he's 1 for 2. He is 1 for 2 with a stolen base. He struck out his last time up. This one will be feebly grounded over to second base in no man's land, and second baseman Logan Moore will not have a play on it. Went for the bare hand, lost the grip on it. Gindel moving well down the line, legs it out for a single.
Left fielder Alejandro De Aza.
Gindel stands at first. Here's Alejandro De Aza, who's 0 for 2. He struck out in the first, and he flew out in the 3rd inning. Barnstormers looking to tie matters up as Bryce Hensley has a man on first to work with. This is Hensley's 24th game of the season. Here's the pitch to De Aza. Clips the zone at 87, catches the knees for strike 1. Hensley is more of a starting pitcher. 18 games started out of his 23 games total, getting him some work here. Here's the pitch. De Aza chops it foul and out of play. Hensley, 107 innings this year logged. So he's had his time put in, as he is second on the team in innings pitched. Gindel, no lead to speak of over at first base. He has a stolen base tonight. It was a part of a beautiful double steal by he and Melvin. Breaking ball blocked by Giuliano behind the plate. That will stay in front of him. Count now, a ball and 2 strikes to De Aza. One ball, 2 strikes. Hensley steps off the mound to get Gindel back. He retreats to first, then regains his lead with a small secondary lead on top of it. He is stretching it. Lattimore is holding him. The pink bases turning brown with dirt. Here's the pitch. Check, swing. Reuter will go for the appeal. No call and no signal by Buzz Albert, who's in position B right now, part of the umpiring crew. So a ball on the check swing. Counts 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alejandro batting at .321. Here's the pitch. Swung on and chopped foul. Fists it foul and out of play. De Aza still bats 2-2. Gindel only just got his 3rd stolen base. This one misses low and in the dirt. Good block behind the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes. That was Gindel's 3rd stolen base in 5 chances so far on this season. Still being very conservative over at first with Lattimore holding. Outfield shifting, more so left, in center field especially by Field. Here's the pitch. Swung on and bounced over to first. Lattimore, the ball will find you. He throws it to second base. We have a fielder's choice. That goes 3-6. That's all they'll get. So a change of pace on the bases as Alejandro De Aza takes over at first, and Gindel is forced out at second, 3-6. Here's Kelly Dugan. He launched his 15th home run, and launched in all caps is what I'm talking about. First pitch, a breaking ball, dips below the knees at 76 to Kelly Dugan. He got something middle in, a little higher than that, a little higher than middle, and absolutely cranked it out of here. And that swing shows he wanted to do the same thing with that pitch as it dove inside on Dugan. He swung and missed. Barnstormers would surely take another big blow from Kelly Dugan here. Bryce comes set, checks De Aza and throws. Another big swing by Kelly Dugan. He comes up empty with that one. He's now batting at a 1 ball and 2 strike count. Dugan batting at .328, 15 home runs, 88 runs batted in. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Ball is low. Sliding is De Aza, and no handle on it from the shortstop, DiSarcina. We have a stolen base for Alejandro De Aza. The ball was tough to handle nonetheless, and De Aza swipes second base for a stolen base. Barnstormers using their legs in this one. 3 stolen bases already. 1 double steal and a steal by Alejandro. Moves into scoring position, and Dugan will be batting with a 2-2 count. Dugan this season is batting over .300 against lefties, so a promising sign there. Here's Bryce's pitch. Swung on, and this one's cranked into right, but it's going to be a line drive right at the right fielder, Mitchell, and that will be an out for Kelly Dugan. De Aza scampers right back to the bag. So a line drive out for Kelly Dugan, and the Barnstormers will bat with 2 men down. Here's Ladarius Clark after Dugan made the line out to right field. Runner at second base in scoring position, and Clark is now up to bat. Clark's currently 0 for 2, looking for something else. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it out, and off to the right side and out of play. Clark needs 2 home runs to be a 2020 player. He's got well over 20 stolen bases. Chops this one over to third base. He'll get a handle on it. Throw over to Lattimore. Neaporte to Lattimore to end the inning. 5-3. Barnstormers leave one man stranded. High Point will get out of this one unscathed. So Barnstormers will be hitting the field. They're trying to come back. Currently losing and at a deficit of only 3-2 with plenty of game left to play. We'll be back after these messages.
72 years and 4 generations and still going strong. We are Gockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg, and we want to be your appliance store now and into the future. We sell all the best brand names of appliances at the very best prices. We also deliver, install, and service what we sell. Shop local and with your 4th-generation hometown appliance store. Come to Gockenauer Appliances and see what a great appliance purchase experience is all about. You can even shop from home now at Gockenauers.com. Thanks for your support.
You can enjoy a night at the ballpark and help out the United Way of Lancaster County. All you have to do is spend 3 hours as an usher during a Barnstormers home game, and the ball club will donate $20 in your name to the United Way program of your choice. Be a friendly face, have fun, and raise money for your favorite local charity. To sign up, go to the LancasterBarnstormers.com website and head to the community link, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
Wanger back out for inning number 2. Barnstormers currently trailing in this one by a score of 3-2. Logan Moore is going to be batting. Logan Moore taking the day at second base this evening. It'll be 8-9-1 for the High Point Rockers as we enter the top of the 6th inning. 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for High Point. 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors committed by the Lancaster Barnstormers. Wanger back out there, and Barnstormers ready to get this underway. Here's the first pitch by Benny Wanger. Holy cow, this one is slashed to right. It's going to go foul. Logan Moore tried to jump the first pitch of the at-bat and launch it out to right field. He went right for the short porch, but it dove foul and died as it nearly got to the warning track. So Logan Moore starts out with 1 strike, and it was scary for just a second there. Here's the pitch from Wanger. He jumps this one. This one's much lower, and no frightening casket that. It'll bounce in front of Gindel. A leadoff single for the second baseman tonight, Logan Moore. Here's going to be the catcher, Michael Gulino. He singled in his last at bat. High Point once again bats with a man on. 3 consecutive innings they've had the leadoff man on via the single. They had a big rout in the 4th inning where they singled to load the bases, and then Neaporte singled for them to lead off, and then they went down in order. And then here is Logan Moore leading off with a single, and here is now Michael Giuliano, the catcher, looks at strike 1 called. So things are really getting out of hand in the hit column for the High Point Rockers against the Barnstormers, as that is their 10th hit of the evening. This one is fouled off by Giuliano. Out of play, he bats now with 2 strikes. Barnstormers have been saved by the double play ball. Past few innings, it's gotten them out of danger. Logan Moore stands at first base on his well-struck single. Dugan holding him on. Here's the pitch to Giuliano. This one he looks at in the dirt and lays off for a ball. Blocked well by Anthony Perrone. One ball, two strikes. Here's the pitch from Benny Wanger. Swung on, and this is lofted out into right field. Gindel is charging and finding the ball in the night skies. He will pull that one in for out number one. And now we flip the order, going to the top to the former big leaguer, Johnny Field. On deck, Jay Gonzalez. Johnny Field made his debut with the Tampa Bay Rays. And then he was designated for assignment. He was then selected by the Cleveland Indians and then also DFA'd. And then he made his way over to the Minnesota Twins after the Indians DFA'd him. Field steps in, 1 for 2, looking at a breaking pitch that gets the knees for strike one. On the Major League scoreboard, 2 games will be played tonight, both in the National League. The Braves are winning 3-0 in the bottom of the 9th against the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers took the first game of their out-of-5 series for the first round of playoffs. The Dodgers and Giants will be underway tonight. Field fouls this one back and out of play. Dodgers lost. They dropped the first game to Giants rookie Logan Webb, who is going to have a very strong case for Rookie of the Year this season. Julio Urias against Kevin Gausman, one of their one-year wonders that they signed. DeSclafani will get the next game, another one of their one-year wonders. Gabe Kapler has had so many small victories within that team. No balls, 2 strikes to Johnny Field. Wanger checks on his runner, no lead from Moore. Here's the pitch to Field. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he's rung. He's rung, and Field gives the umpire La Mattia a hand of disgust, saying, I didn't swing. So ruled swinging strike. Field down on 3. And here comes the K-man, Jay Gonzalez. Jay Gonzalez batting now. He had a hit in the 4th inning, a part of those back-to-back-to-back singles. He has a sacrifice bunt, and he has struck out today, so he's 1 for 2 on the evening. Wanger looking to strand the leadoff base runner in Logan Moore. So far, he's gotten a flyout and a strikeout. Here's the pitch to Jay Gonzalez. Gets the outside corner for strike one at 90 miles an hour. Wanger working into his 2nd inning of work. Smith issued 4. 8 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. He walked 3, struck out 2. 1 strike offering on its way to Jay Gonzalez. That one misses low and in the dirt, and once again, a good block by Perrone. Barnstormers will send up Blake Alamon, Blake Galen, and Anthony Perrone in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. That one's going to miss low again. So back-to-back low misses for Benny Wanger after starting Jay Gonzalez with a 90-mile-an-hour heater to get the zone. Moore still stands at first. If you were tuning in yesterday or even here at the ballpark, Moore had a decisive blow in the 9th inning against Niall Ball to render his beautiful game a no decision. Swung on, chopped over to first base. Dugan has 2 steps to the bag. He'll make the play, 3 unassisted. That'll end the inning. Barnstormers have the High Point Rockers leaving men on base in 3 consecutive innings. You'll love to see it. You'd rather see them not on base at all, but leaving them stranded is the next best thing. Barnstormers coming to bat in the bottom of the 6th. They trail by 1 run. We'll be back after these messages, folks.
Class-leading rear legroom. Available Mark Levinson Pure Play sound system. And now, for the first time, all-wheel drive. Every there's anything missing in the Lexus ES, it's you. The Lexus ES, now available with all-wheel drive. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
2021 ES versus 2020-2021 competitors. Information from manufacturers' websites as of 5/3/2021. Mark Levinson is a registered trademark of Harman International Industries, Inc.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with the kids' favorite toppings. A delicious sub made the way you love. Fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how busy people get busy eating the meals they love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals, all in one delivery.
Blake Alamon, Blake Galen, and Anthony Perrone for the bottom of the sixth action here at Clipper Magazine Ballpark. Barnstormers looking to tie this ball game up and knot it up at 3 apiece going forward. 3 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the High Point Rockers. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Lancaster Barnstormers. Blake Alamon switches, and he bats from the right side to start things off in the bottom of the sixth here. Quickly looking at ball 1, missing the zone, and Bryce Hensley is behind in the count to face Blake. Here's his. That one's going to be missing as well, as Blake's quickly in the driver's seat as Hensley's working fast. Blake has yet to record an actual at-bat tonight. He's walked twice from the left side of the plate, and now he stands at the right side of the plate for the first time looking for something to hit. Hensley working out of the stretch, throws ball 3, missing outside. The absolute best driver's seat you could be sitting in for Blake Alamond here. 3-0, down by a run, looking for more. Here it is. Ball 4, Blake doesn't have to take the bat off his shoulders. He works a walk. 3 walks for him tonight, and Benny Wenger looks to be taking his hacks here, and he certainly will. Benny Wenger's coming in to hit. So Alamond on base with his 3rd walk tonight. Blake Galen was removed with the double hook, and Benny Wenger, the pitcher, who's been doing very good middle relief, comes into bat against Bryce Hensley. First pitch to Wenger, no sign of a bunt. He might be swinging away, misses in the dirt, and it's blocked by Giuliano. Blake Alamond at first base. The other night against Long Island that Wenger came in, he got a beautiful double down the right field line. That was his first hit of the season. Here it is. Wenger looks at this one, stands still, and catches the first one for a strike. Catches the inside corner right at the letters. I mean, why not take one there after 5 consecutive balls missing the zone, nowhere close. 1-1 offering on its way. Wenger swings and fouls this one right back to the backstop. He now bats at a deficit of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Perrone on deck. His last time up, he had a sacrifice bunt and ended up reaching on an error by Neaporte, who threw it wide of first base. Swung on and missed. Down goes Wenger. A good cack, just a little bit late and came up empty. He's down on strikes for the first man down in the inning. Here's Anthony Perrone, the catcher. He struck out and had that sack that we just mentioned about in the 4th. Barnstormers still needing to get one more run across to at least tie matters here in this ball game. On base, Alamond. Let's see if the Barnstormers want to do a little more running, as they've stolen 3 bases successfully this evening. Bryce checks his runner and throws. This one is going to miss just below the knees. No sign by Reuter there at the plate. This one is smoked up the middle. Anthony Perrone notches a single right up the middle. First and second as the Barnstormers are trying to mount something here. Beautiful single right back up through the box for Anthony Perrone. Here comes Clay Luis Rondon, the number 9 hitter in the order, who has a single and a strikeout so far on the evening. Perrone's beautifully placed single right up the middle to field allows for there to be men in scoring position in the man of Blake Alamond at second base and Perrone standing at first. Rondon switches to bat right-handed here. Here's the first pitch from Bryce. That one dips just below the knees for ball 1. Hensley, 27 pitches. He and Wenger working in middle relief, trying to hold things for their respective clubs. Quincy Lattimore leaves first base, and runners will be able to go as far as they want. And a beautifully placed hit down the left field line will result in a run as Blake Alamond is chugging on home. Perrone's chugging to third, and he will be held there by Ross Peoples. We have second and third now after the RBI double by Clay Luis Rondon down the left field line. Clay Luis Rondon comes up clutch with a big double down the left field line, scoring Blake Alamond from second and getting Perrone all the way to third as both men were chugging as hard as they could. Here's Melvin Mercedes batting from the right side. He is 0 for 2 with a walk so far on the evening. Infield comes in around the lip of the grass. Men on the left playing halfway. Logan Moore on the grass. And Quincy Lattimore just thereabouts. Here's the pitch to Melvin. Melvin looks at a ball 1, missing badly. Big double by Clay Luis Rondon, getting the third run of the game across for the Barnstormers. Perrone stands at third. Rondon at second. Infield in. Swung on, hit right up the middle, and that's right to the pitcher. We'll have a pickle to play here. Hit back to the pitcher, and Perrone is going to be nabbed right in the middle of the third base line. So that will be a fielder's choice. It'll go 1-2 on that fielder's choice. And Rondon moved over to third, and Melvin's at first. We have first and third now as Perrone was running on contact, as you could see. He was probably hoping that was going to get by Bryce. Gindel swinging at the first pitch. Could be trouble. High skies out in left field, but Jay Gonzalez finds it anyways. So Gindel goes down on one pitch, a fly to 7, and Melvin wasn't able to help matters either, but nonetheless, we have a tie game here, folks. It's 3-3, 3-all. Barnstormers get a much-needed run, and we will work from there as we go on the rest of the game, at least now, tied up.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Ben Wenger continues on the hill for the Barnstormers as we hit the 7th inning here tonight. 3 runs on 10 hits for High Point with 1 error. And the Rockers have left 8 on base. For the Barnstormers, 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and also 8 have been left on base. Both teams have missed out on some golden opportunities. At the worst of it for the Rockers, bases loaded, nobody out in the 4th inning, and they failed to score as Lattimore popped up and Downs grounded into a double play. The Barnstormers, it's been throughout the game. 1st and 2nd, nobody out in the 1st inning. 1st and 2nd, nobody out in the 2nd. They had 1st and 3rd with 1 out in the 4th after scoring a run. Could not produce there. And in this 6th inning, just gone by, they scored a run, still had 2nd and 3rd with 1 out, and couldn't push the go-ahead run home. So here's the first baseman, Quincy Lattimore, leading off the 7th against Ben Wanger. Wanger has given up a leadoff base hit in each of his innings and gotten out of it from there. First pitch to Lattimore is up for a ball. It is 1-0, so 3 all in the top of the 7th inning. In the meanwhile, the Long Island Ducks lead 2-0 over the York Revolution in the 7th. Long Island trying to keep High Point alive as well as themselves as double half winners. Those two things go hand in hand. If Long Island wins the second half in the North, High Point goes to the playoffs as a wild card. We know that the South Series is Charleston and Lexington. It will open in Charleston on Monday. Wide-breaking slider, but it's high. Lattimore up there at 2 balls and a strike. Quincy is 1 for 3 in the ball game tonight. Two-one is on the way. Lattimore swings, hits a high fly ball down the left field line, giving Chase Diaz a hill give up. That is well back onto the hill, almost to the playground. Lattimore at 2 balls and 2 strikes here. The Barnstormers trying to close out the season strong. They won 4-3 here last night. But if you trace back the downfall of the Barnstormers, and we talked about the pitching all year, and it certainly has been part of it, but over the last month, the Barnstormers probably have gotten their best pitching all year long. Fly ball now off the breaking pitch out to left, and Diaz will have little trouble with this one. He packs that away. Wanger retires Lattimore, and now the pitcher spot is coming up. They've got a tremendously long bench. So James McOwen, a left-handed batter, steps in. We saw him pinch hit last night. We have 1 out, nobody on in the 7th inning for the High Point Rockers. McOwen digging in, the left-handed batter at 267 with 7 home runs and 61 driven in. 1 out, nobody on base. Wanger's set down 4 in a row. That's cracked toward the gap. Left center field, hustling over is Clark, and he can't cut it off. That ball rolling all the way to the wall into second base, and pulling up there with a 1-out double is McOwen. He went after the first pitch he saw from Ben Wanger and plugged the gap in left center field. Clark got in the neighborhood on the dead run after it, but it got past him and went all the way to the fence. Go-ahead run at second base for the High Point Rockers, and bringing on Quincy Neaporte, who's 2 out of 3 already in this game, at an RBI base hit back in the 3rd, followed it with a single the first time he saw Wanger back in the 5th inning. High Point threatens to retake the lead here in the 7th. I started to talk about the Barnstormers' downfall. They have not hit well at home in the last month plus. In September and October, this team is only batting in the 230s at Clipper Magazine Stadium, averaging 4.5 runs a game, and they're 3-11 coming into tonight. So it has been a problem spot. On the road, they've swung the bats perfectly all right for the most part. 1 strike to Neaporte. McOwen bobbing around off second. He'll stay put. Ground ball left side. Dug up by Alleman. He's got to throw across the diamond. On to third on that play went McOwen. He took a gamble on it, but realized that Alleman digging that one up was actually behind where he would be. Now McGowan hustles to third. 2 outs in the inning. That's an unorthodox advancement on a ground ball, but ultimately it makes a lot of sense. He got a good jump. In case the ball had gotten through, he would have scored easily. But Alleman, by the time he got to that ground ball, as deep as he was at third base, McGowan could fly past him. Nobody able to get to third. Now here is Jared Mitchell with 2 outs and a runner 90 feet away. Wanger misses high at his ball 1. Mitchell tonight is 1 for 2 with an RBI. High Point 3 and Lancaster 3 playing the top half of the 7th inning. Next delivery, dribbled foul, and an easy play for the bat boy over on the first base side. Bottom of the 7th now with Long Island leading 2-0. Again, York is out. And the last playoff berth will be taken by either High Point or Southern Maryland. And Southern Maryland with another win claims it. The Blue Crabs have the inside track. 1-1, swing and a miss. 1-2 on Mitchell. For Southern Maryland not to go to the playoffs, Long Island has to win tonight and again tomorrow, and Southern Maryland would have to lose to Lexington tomorrow. Rain could hold things up a little bit at either Waldorf or Islip tomorrow. We're supposed to be in the clear by then. Fastball is strike 3 called. Wanger fans is third. So it's been a hit off of Ben each of his 3 innings, a strikeout each of his 3 innings. Most importantly, no runs each of his 3 innings. No runs on hit with no errors, and again, 1 man left on base. Time for the 7th inning stretch here at Clipper Magazine Stadium, and we are embroiled in a 3-3 tie.
There are those who say,
If it isn't broken, don't fix it.
leave well enough alone. You don't mess with success. While others have something quite different to say. The new Lexus Nx, with dynamic handling and available 12.3-inch touchscreen. The best-selling luxury crossover of all time. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
We are finally back enjoying Barnstormers baseball. I'm Adam Gocknauer from Gocknauer Appliances and thrilled to be sponsoring Barnstormers baseball yet again. We also wanted to thank all of you for your incredible support for our business during the pandemic. We are so happy to still be here helping you with the best brand names and the best prices of major appliances in the area. Enjoy the game, and we will continue to service you now and into the future. Gocknauer Appliances in East Petersburg and on the web at gocknauers.com.
Jonathan Crawford is the new pitcher into the ball game for the High Point Rockers. Crawford from Stuart, Florida, soon to be 30, about 3 weeks from now. 6'2" and 210 pounds is Crawford. 4-0 with the Rockers and a 2.82 earned run average. 20 appearances, 22 in the 3rd innings, 14 hits, 7 earned runs. He's walked 12 and he has struck out 32. Facing Deaza, Dugan, and Clark in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Lancaster trying to break the 3-3 tie. The Barnstormers fell behind 3-0 in the first 2.5 innings. They've wiggled out of some jams and been able to pick up runs one at a time. A Dugan homer in the 3rd. A throwing error in the 4th inning off a sacrifice bunt. And then Clay Luis Rendon tying the game with a double inside the bag at 3rd. In the bottom half of the 6th inning. Deaza will get it started. Alejandro is 0 for 3 tonight. He has a stolen base to his credit. Hit a fly ball to fairly deep right center back in the 3rd inning, but got under it way too much. Lancaster with 6 hits on the night. They got 3 off the left-hander Hensley, and that has been true about this ball club all year. In terms of batting average, they've hit better off left-handed pitching than against right-handed pitching, which is, when you look at this team, somewhat of a mystery. Crawford on the hill. His first pitch to De Aza, taken for a strike at the knees. It is 0-1. He struck out in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the fifth. No balls, a strike. De Aza backing away for a moment. The wind continues tonight to blow from right across the left, which is an unusual direction, one that you won't see in here very often during the summertime. It's typically the other way. Winds are out of mostly the east here on the East Coast this weekend. Fly ball center. Field will have little trouble with this one. He makes the grab, 1 out. Dugan will step in. Kelly with a homer back in the third inning. He struck out in the first and lined to right field in the fifth. The ball came off the end of his bat. The Barnstormers have Donald Goodson warming up in the bullpen. Ben Wanger, you have to believe, will be done, and he has, since coming back from the European Championships, been marvelous. Dugan will look at a ball below the knees. It is 1-0. 3 shutout innings tonight for Wanger. He's had a couple of great long relief outings here. To Kelly, here's the 1-0. That is bounded foul off his foot. You can always tell when a baseball has that kind of crazy spin to it that it hits something. Dugan in there at a ball and a strike. Clark on deck. Lancaster really has had a hard time finding offense at home the last few weeks. A chance to pull this one out tonight. 3-3 again, as it was going into the bottom of the ninth last night. And to Dugan, his second strike. Fastball gets the outside corner, and it's 1-2. Jonathan Crawford ready to go into his motion. Dugan fights it off. Kelly stays in with a 1 ball and 2 strike count. Lancaster would, I'm sure, love to score here and give Wanger the opportunity to win this game, because he picked up 3 great innings. Off the inside edge, Dugan now alive at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 88 runs batted in for him on the season, 91 for Gindel, but they have slowed down on this homestand. Here's the 2-2, and it is ball 3 below the knees, full count. Each with a solo home run in the 5 games on this homestand. That's been about it. Barnstormers with the big win over Long Island on Tuesday, 12-6. 3-2 pitch. Dugan will draw the walk. That is the 6th picked up by the Barnstormers in the game, and now Clark will come to the plate. He is 0 for 3. And over the last 3 games, the Barnstormers with just 9 runs total and 3 more tonight. Quite a difference from Tuesday, quite a difference from the bulk of this season. Dugan aboard at first with 1 out. The batter is Clark. The set, Crawford's pitch, and Ladarius spins a foul over toward Allemond in the on-deck circle. Blake Allemond, who has done nothing but walk in this game. Joshua Soleil without a home run. So he and Gindel tied at 34. Gastonia leads 6-1 in the 7th. And it appears they're playing a full 9 tonight. They've gone back and forth with it. Clark shows bunt and takes a second strike. Crawford is ahead at 0-2. 6 Barnstormers have walked, 8 have struck out. Those numbers have dwindled a bit over the last few innings. Garco walked 4, struck out 7 in his 4 innings of work. Clark awaiting the 0-2 offering. Here it is, and that is cut on and missed. 2 outs. It's up to Allemond if the Barnstormers are to break the deadlock here in the bottom of the 7th. Allemond, 3 walks and 2 runs scored. By the way, Matt Latos did get saves in both ends of that doubleheader for Southern Maryland. There aren't too many managers who will use the closer these days, or anybody in both ends of a twin bill, but Latos has given Stan permission to do it, and Stan's more than happy to. Check swing and a foul. Allemond trailing in the count, and no balls and a strike against Crawford. Dugan, the runner at first base. He has 5 steals on the year. No sign of him going here. 0-1. Allemond can't hold up on the trigger. Swing and a miss at a pitch that he realized was above the zone, but he now trails 0-2. The pitcher's spot is on deck, and it is Devon Torrance out there with a bat in hand. 0-2 on Allemond. The motion, the pitch. Blake goes the other way with a fly ball. Racing is Gonzalez into the corner. Allemond burned them earlier in the series with a play like that, but here Gonzalez was alert to the possibility. No runs, no hits, no errors, and the Barnstormers leave 1. We go to the 8th inning now. It is Lancaster 3 and High Point 3.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with the kids' favorite toppings. A delicious sub made the way you love. Fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how busy people get busy eating the meals they love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals, all in one delivery.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
Donald Goodson has come on to throw the 8th inning for the Barnstormers. He'll be facing DiCercina, Moore, and Galeno if the lineup holds, and DiCercina is out there with the bat in hand to get the inning underway. Donald Goodson, 2-3 in 50 appearances. His ERA is 5.19. He has worked 52 innings, walked 42, struck out 53, allowed 48 hits and 30 earned runs. But lately, he has been Goodson as gold. His last 4 appearances, covering 3 2/3 innings. The only base runner allowed has been on an extra base hit. Or not, did I say extra? Intentional walk. And he has struck out 5. DiCercina leading off, 0 for 2 with a walk coming into tonight. We'll keep the velocity screen up and get a gauge on how hard Goodson is throwing. Ben Wanger worked 3 innings, gave up 3 hits, struck out 3, and will depart without being involved in a decision. Here's the pitch to DiSarcina, and the first offering is a fastball fouled away. It's 0-1. 94 on the stadium gun, which typically will mean about 95.5, 96 maybe, when the official reading from the electronic system shows up. Generally, it's a pitch or two behind. DiSarcina batting 0-1. Again, a fastball met and fouled away. Goodson's ahead, no balls and 2 strikes, and actually that first pitch was clocked at 97.4. And the second one at 97.2. Goodson has the heat, and he's got that great changeup. DiSarcina might see it here. 0-2 pitch on the way. Goodson with a breaking ball. He misses outside. Ball 1 and 2 strikes. Might have been intended to be a changeup. It did seem to move a bit off the outside corner. 1-2 to J.R. DiSarcina. Logan Moore is on deck. What an interesting double play combination assembled by Jamie Keefe for tonight's game. Michael Russell getting the night off. Giovanni Alfonso is hurt. Swung on and missed. That was the change. See you later. Goodson starts off tonight with a strikeout, 1 away. Moore will step in, 1 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. DiSarcina has moved over to short. Michael Martinez sits out tonight. Russell and Martinez, the double play combination at the start of last night's game. Tonight, DiSarcina, who last night played third and moved to short later, and Moore, who caught last night and has moved out to second. Sharp ground ball and a base hit into right. Logan Moore breaking up the Donald Goodson spell. That is the 12th hit for the High Point Rockers. Michael Golino will come to the plate. Golino has 1 hit in 3 tries. That was a 98-mile-per-hour fastball that Moore drilled into right field. These guys are professional hitters. Everybody has a limitation, but for most of these guys, they can catch up to 95, 96, and beyond. It still has to have movement. You still have to have something else. Swing and a miss by Golino at a breaking ball. It is 0-1. Barnstormers 3, Rockers 3, 8th inning of baseball here tonight. Atlanta has evened the NLDS at a game apiece. Dodgers and Giants just getting started. For their second game was San Francisco up by 1. The American League has the day off. Boston and Tampa tied at 1. The Astros up 2-0 on the White Sox. 1 ball, 1 strike to Golino. The kick, Goodson delivers a check swing, and the ruling is that Golino held the pitch off the outside corner, and we get to a 2-1 count. Pitcher's spot is due up to start the bottom of the 8th inning. That will likely be filled by Torrance. And then Perrone and Rondon. Foul tip off the fastball, and now it's 2-2. Rondon arguably has had the biggest night for the Barnstormers. He has 2 hits. Gindel has 2 hits, but Rondon's hits have mattered more. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Golino. Moore leading off first. He is held by Dugan. Goodson will bring home a breaking ball. That is swung on and missed. Donald chalks up strikeout number 2. Now faces Johnny Field at the top of the order. Field 1 for 3 and a run scored. Donald Goodson trying to take the Barnstormers through the top of the 8th. Get them batting in the bottom of the inning. The York-Long Island game now in the top of the 8th. The Ducks lead by a 2-0 score. That is held for a while. Goodson is low on Field. Ball 1, no strikes. Jay Gonzalez is on deck for the Rockers. 3-3 our score here in the top half of the 8th inning. If York takes down Long Island, then Southern Maryland goes to the playoffs, and High Point will simply be playing out the string here tomorrow. The season got away from High Point when they were swept a couple of weekends ago against Charleston at High Point. Ball 2 is inside 2-0, and they're very honest about that. It's where Charleston took it from them. The Dirty Birds have had a great second half after having the league's worst record in the first half. 2-0 here to Johnny Field, and this is popped up to the right side. Dugan galloping back. Mercedes in behind him, but Kelly will make the catch. That is a foul ball, technically. Field is retired. Goodson gives up one hit, and the Rockers strand one. We have a pattern developing against the Barnstormers bullpen, which has been fabulous so far tonight. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th with Torrance, Perrone, and Rondon scheduled. The Barnstormers and the Rockers are tied at 3.
New to Clipper Magazine Stadium in 2021 is Otto's Hospitality. Otto's is totally committed to the fan experience, from quality to convenience to safety. And they are committed to Lancaster, using local food purveyors whenever possible. New menu items like homemade Brauhaus pretzels, Black Angus burgers, and Otto's meatballs are sure to make any Barnstormers game even more fun. Use self-ordering kiosks or your phone instead of waiting in the lines. That's Otto's Hospitality.
The Lexus Nx is crafted to take on the modern adventure called life.
Alexa, what's the quickest route home?
With Amazon Alexa compatibility and the advanced Lexus safety system, the Lexus Nx is modern utility for the modern world, because modern obstacles require modern solutions. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Amazon Alexa and all related logos are trademarks of Amazon.com Inc. or its affiliates. Not all Amazon Alexa functionality is available for in-vehicle use.
Ryan Dull appears for the second consecutive night for the Rockers. He threw the 5th inning last night, gave up a bloop hit to Trayvon Robinson, and got the side in order after that. Right-hander, former Oakland Athletic, Ryan Dull from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So very natural for him to just slide over to High Point, practically neighbors to the stadium. 31 years of age. 5'9" and 175 pounds is Dull. We'll have the pinch hitter for Goodson, and this is Devon Torrance. Wasn't automatic that Ross would bring Devon back out, the circumstances being somewhat different that they were in the 7th inning. But Devon does get summoned. 254 hitter with 24 runs driven in on the season. And his assignment is to get on base here. An extra base hit would be lovely. Dull's pitch snaps to the outside corner for a called strike. It is 0-1. Lancaster's been out hit 12-6, but thanks to some defensive mistakes in the 4th inning, Barnstormers able to get a run there, and we are even. One ball, one strike to Devon Torrance. They have Devon played toward the opposite field. He takes a wicked swing and misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Barnstormers won it last night without hitting a ball out of the infield. An infield single, a bunt single, a ground out to advance the runners, an intentional walk, and a wild pitch. 1-2, taken below the knees. Devon still in there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here in the bottom of the 8th, opening it up. Perrone waits on deck. Then Rendon, who had a clutch hit back in the 6th inning. 2-2, Torrance goes down swinging. The 10th Barnstormer to strike out tonight. Here's Perrone, who's 1 for 2 with a sacrifice. High Point 3 and the Barnstormers 3. Gonzalez, Lattimore, and the pitcher's spot due in the top of the 9th inning, and I believe that's Logan Sawyer warming up in the bullpen for Lancaster. Perrone bats with 1 out. Dull is inside with a fastball. 1-0. Anthony looks at a breaking ball for ball 2. Perrone has gone the entire season without homering here. His 1 long ball of the season, huge, tying a game in the second game of the doubleheader, 6th inning at Southern Maryland early in the year. 2-0 pitch, breaks across for a called strike, now 2-1. With Rendon waiting on deck, he had the RBI double as a right-handed batter back in the 6th inning. Pulled it inside the bag at third, past Niporte and down the line. Here's a 2-1 to Anthony. Dull connects again, and it's 2-2. And the pitch fouled off. Anthony protecting the plate with that swing. Barnstormers just looking to put together a threat of some sort, but again, Lancaster tonight has struggled with runners in scoring position. 2 out of 13, and one of those was a bunt. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and a Perrone bouncing ball toward the middle, and kicked by the second baseman Moore all the way to third base. That ball really took an unnaturally high hop, and it's going to be an infield single for Perrone. Moore, a catcher playing second base, got to it, to the backhanded side, and then the ball really came up. It hit, I said kicked, it actually hit initially off of his chest. The lead run is on at first base on the bat hop single. Here is Rendon, 2 for 3 with an RBI. 7 hits now for the Lancaster Barnstormers. Melvin Mercedes moves into the on-deck circle. Lancaster trying to break the tie here. The set, and a Rendon breaking ball has him chasing. It's 0-1. Lancaster was down 3-0 early. They've come back to tie at 3 and look to take the lead with the 1-out runner at first base in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Rendon bats at 0-1, fouls that off. That looked like a pretty good swing, and it's 0-2. Mercedes, the on-deck batter. After him would be Gindel. There have been some double plays in this game. High Point turned one against Mercedes back in the 4th inning. Rendon goes down on strikes, throw behind Perrone at first. He's back. That throw almost eluding Quincy Lattimore. Now it's up to Mercedes, 0 for 3 with a walk in the game. He does have a stolen base. Anthony Perrone, the runner at first base with 2 outs. The Barnstormers with 7 hits in the game, 4 from the 8 and 9 spots in the batting order. 2 of the others from the number 2 spot, and then the Dugan homer. Outside and low to Melvin Mercedes. It is ball one and no strikes. Two outs with Perrone the runner. Mercedes takes a breaking ball for a strike. We're even at one apiece. High Point right now more interested in what Long Island does than what their own ball club does. Mercedes, slow roller up the first base line. Easy play for Lattimore. He'll just dance back to the bag. Mercedes is out, 3 unassisted. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Barnstormers leave 1. We go to the 9th with the score, Lancaster 3 and High Point 3.
72 years and 4 generations and still going strong. We are Gockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg, and we want to be your appliance store now and into the future. We sell all the best brand names of appliances at the very best prices. We also deliver, install, and service what we sell. Shop local and with your 4-generation hometown appliance store. Come to Gockenauer Appliances and see what a great appliance purchase experience is all about. You can even shop from home now at Gockenauers.com. Thanks for your support.
You can enjoy a night at the ballpark and help out the United Way of Lancaster County. All you have to do is spend 3 hours as an usher during a Barnstormers home game, and the ball club will donate $20 in your name to the United Way program of your choice. Be a friendly face, have fun, and raise money for your favorite local charity. To sign up, go to the LancasterBarnstormers.com website and head to the community link, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
Ninth inning, and it's Logan Sawyer on for the Lancaster Barnstormers. He'll be facing Gonzalez, Lattimore, and the pitcher's spot, and that's exactly who's out there. Last night, it looked like Jamie Keefe was going to empty his bench. We haven't seen the level of moves in tonight's ball game that we did last night. So Logan takes over. This is his 10th outing. No record. His ERA is at 2. He's pitched 1 inning each time out. He's given up 8 hits, 2 runs. He's walked 3, and he has struck out 9. Both sides with the 2, 3, and 4 hitters scheduled. Each club with 3 runs on the board and 10 men left on base through the first 8 innings. Sawyer trying to get his ball club through this night. Logan, who had the great season with the Evansville Otters in the Frontier League, back to the Atlantic League. He was a Barnstormer 2 years ago. He had kind of an up and down season, but that was fresh off of Tommy John surgery. Now a couple of seasons under his belt, and he is throwing very well. Heavy pitches, gets a lot of ground balls. First offering to Gonzalez is high, and it's ball 1-0. Gonzalez has a bunt single and a sacrifice as well. Well, he's shown that he has that down to a science. 1-0. Gonzalez looking at a strike on a fastball from Sawyer. A 6'4" to 5-inch. I've seen both. Right-hander from Knoxville, Tennessee. 1-1 from Sawyer to Gonzalez. Here is the pitch. Ground ball, foul outside the bag at third. That would have been a problem a few more inches to the right. Instead, Sawyer has the advantage at 1-2. With Lattimore waiting on deck, the Barnstormers have Gindel, Deaza, and Dugan. They're going to have to run the gauntlet of lefties. 1-2. Perrone sets the target, the pitch, foul to the net. It will continue at a ball and 2 strikes. Donald Goodson went through the 8th inning, gave up 1 hit, struck out 2. Prior to that, Ben Wanger, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. A ball and 2 strikes. Sawyer to Gonzalez, hard hit ground ball, second base, gloved by Mercedes toward the hole. He throws out Gonzalez, 1 away here in the 9th. And as I said, Sawyer is throwing the ball. He's throwing that heavy ball with a lot of top rotation on it. It's hard to get it elevated. Now here is Lattimore, the first baseman, 1 for 4 for Quincy tonight. Moving into the on-deck circle is Randy Norris, who pinch hit in last night's game. To Lattimore, breaking ball, just off the outside corner. Ball 1 and no strikes. They've gone to the 9th at Long Island. The Ducks continue to lead 2-0. 1-0 on Lattimore. Fastball is good. It's 1-1. Again, these games are just for pride here this weekend. Sawyer off target with his breaking ball for a second time. It's 2-1. High Point trying to get tuned up for a possible playoff berth that they have nothing to do with. And the Barnstormers just trying to finish out the season on a positive note. 2-1 to Lattimore. And Sawyer again missing with that breaking pitch. He's been off the outside corner 3 times on this at-bat. Lattimore gains the edge with a count of 3 balls and 1 strike. Defense straight away. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at the fastball. 3-2. And I think if you're Sawyer and Perrone, even though you've got to respect that Lattimore has the power to pull the ball out of here to left field, I think you have to come back with the fastball and not give up the walk here on the breaking pitch. 3-2. Here's the payoff, and it's fouled away. It was the fastball. 3-2 holds. York has a base runner on to start off the 9th inning against the Long Island Ducks. Payoff pitch again to Lattimore. It's a breaking ball, and that is taken deep to left field. Racing back on it is Deaza. He's got to chase it to the wall, and Lattimore ends up at second with the double. Sawyer got the breaking ball to the zone, but it hung. And Lattimore has the lead run in scoring position with Randy Norris coming to the plate. James McOwen doubled to left center field in the 7th inning in this spot. One out, runner at second base for the High Point Rockers. They threaten to take the lead here in the top of the 9th. Again, the Barnstormers have the prime part of the batting order up in the bottom of the inning. One out with the runner at second. Norris digs in. Lattimore's going to break for third, and he will steal it uncontested. Sawyer never even looked at him. Now the lead run is at third base, and the Barnstormers are forced to bring the infield in against Norris, who's batting at 1-0. Next offering, Sawyer again tries his breaking stuff, and it's outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Norris, who's hitting .218 with 2 homers and 12 runs batted in. Two balls, no strikes here. Sawyer again tries out the breaking ball, but he's high, and it's 3-0. Go-ahead run 90 feet away with 1 out. A walk would bring on Niporte, who has a couple of base hits tonight. The 3-0, it's a fastball. Norris went for it and missed. It is 3-1. Sawyer has to fight through this to preserve the tie here in the top of the 9th inning. 3 balls, 1 strike to Randy Norris. Fastball again, swing and a miss. It's 3-2. There is action in the bullpen for the Rockers, as there would have to be. It's their closer, Kyle Halbaum. We saw him last night. Fouled again, the fastball from Sawyer. And Norris is able to flick it away. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the continuing count. A walk certainly better than a base hit right now if you're Sawyer and the Barnstormers. 3-2 once again to Randy Norris. Here is the payoff pitch, and again it's fouled away as Sawyer continues to ratchet up the velocity in his heater here. Norris has been able to fight the last 2 off. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the continuing count. Lattimore up the line from third. Here's the payoff pitch, a breaking ball, and again, Norris stays with it. He didn't trust it wasn't going to be called strike 3. He fouled it away on a late defensive swing. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Where do you go from here? And now Long Island, by the way, is 1 out from finishing off York. Keeping High Point alive. 3-2 lined up the middle, and High Point with a 4-3 lead. RBI single for Randy Norris. The Rockers go ahead. Couple of hits and a run off of Logan Sawyer here in the 9th inning. Quincy Neaporte will come to the plate, 2 for 4 with an RBI. Now you've got another runner at first base. Norris, who has not stolen anything, but he's out to a substantial lead. 1 out, 1 on. Neaporte swings and misses at the curveball or slider, whichever that is. 0-1. A double, a stolen base, a single up the middle. Still only 1 out in the inning. Back to Neaporte. Fastball high and inside. Ball 1, strike 1. So now the Barnstormers will need at least 1 to tie in the bottom half of the inning. $14 hits for the Rockers in this game. There goes Norris. The pitch is met and fouled away. Well, they are feeling free to run on Sawyer and Perrone here in this inning. High Point is not that big of a base-stealing club. They're not slouches at it. Mitchell and Russell are their top 2. One, 2 to the third baseman. He swings and he misses. Barnstormers pitchers have struck out 8 tonight. 2 outs. Jared Mitchell will come to the plate. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock, we wrap up the season. Make sure you're here early. Get everybody's autograph tomorrow. Enjoy one last hurrah in the Barnstormers 2021 season. Ball is outside, 1-0. Then we'll part company. Swing and a miss. It's 1-1. But, you know, you talk to some folks. I had this conversation the other day with whom I can't recall, but how when the season started, everybody had this feeling that we're going to start and not get very far, and the pandemic is going to break loose again, and the season's going to be shut down, or we're going to lose all kinds of games in some hodgepodge pattern. It hasn't occurred. We've gotten everything in. Fastball for strike. Sawyer ahead of Mitchell, 1-2. It really hasn't been an issue. There's been, I think, a sporadic case or two with one of the clubs in the league back a couple of months ago. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Norris takes off again. The pitch is popped up, foul, and out of play. The count continuing at 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jared Mitchell. The Barnstormers trailing by 1 in the top of the 9th inning. 34-02, the crowd here on this Saturday evening. Sawyer again out of the stretch. Norris goes once more, swinging a foul ball back. Randy Norris is wearing himself out there. We continue at 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jared Mitchell. This has been a long inning. Sawyer has thrown 29 pitches. 30. Missed one somewhere. 2 hits, a stolen base, and some very long counts. 2 strike foul balls have been abundant. Norris, again, looks like he's going to go. He does. Breaking ball is outside. Perrone's throw bounces. Didn't have a chance. Rendon ends up on top of Norris. Another runner moves to scoring position, and Jared Mitchell has a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. It is over at Long Island, and High Point is alive for another day. Southern Maryland and the Ducks are tied. York is out. The Blue Crabs and the Ducks are both 31-28 here in the second half. High Point with a record better than both. Ground ball on the right side, and that is muffed by Dugan. The runner trying to score, and the throw coming to the plate is in time. Dugan is able to recover and throw out Norris, attempting to score. Perrone gets the tag on. So it'll be an error, and then the out will go 3-2. So it's 1 run on a couple of hits in the inning, an error, and as it turns out, there is just the 1 runner left on base. So we'll go to the bottom half of the 9th tonight here at Clipper Magazine Stadium. 6'8" Kyle Halbon coming in for the High Point Rockers with the score. High Point 4 and the Barnstormers 3.
Class-leading rear legroom. Available Mark Levinson Pure Play sound system. And now, for the first time, all-wheel drive. If there's anything missing in the Lexus ES, it's you. The Lexus ES, now available with all-wheel drive. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
2021 ES versus 2020-2021 competitors. Information from manufacturers' websites as of 5/3/2021. Mark Levinson is a registered trademark of Harman International Industries, Inc.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with the kids' favorite toppings. A delicious sub made the way you love. Fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how busy people get busy eating the meals they love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals, all in one delivery.
Kyle Halbon looking for the save here in the top of the ninth inning. He has to face Gindel, Deaza, and Dugan, so it should not be easy for him. It would be his 13th in 16 tries. He is 1-1 with a 3.43 ERA, 34 hits allowed in 42 innings, 16 earned runs. He's walked 11, struck out 39. He has allowed 4 home runs. Caleb Gindel will lead things off here. He is 2 for 4 with a stolen base tonight. Lancaster needs 1. It only matters for pride and emotion ultimately. The standings are pretty well fixed except for that Southern Maryland-Long Island deadlock atop the Northern Division in the second half. First pitch swinging is Gindel, and he fouls it back. It catches Galino. Bill Reuter takes a new baseball part of the way out. Southern Maryland wins the tie by league rule. Whether they beat Long Island more in the second half or not, and that could be a bone of contention ultimately for the High Point Rockers and something I think this league needs to look at. 0-1. Breaking ball is outside 1-1. In the past, it's always been a situation that has not affected the wild card in the playoffs, like York in 2012. They tied the Barnstormers for the second half. Lancaster won the first half. Lancaster really had the tiebreaker, but York was declared the second half champion. It didn't affect who was going to go to the playoffs. This one does. So it's going to be interesting. One ball and 2 strikes to Gindel, and it is met and fouled away. He'll stay at 1-2. Albon ready. Gindel takes strike 3 at the knees. The 12th Barnstormer to strike out here tonight. Deaza will give it a shot. He is 0 for 4. Again, the Barnstormers' struggles to hit here at Clipper Magazine Stadium have ultimately been the story of this tail end of the season. It hasn't been the pitching. That's gotten better. It's still not amazing, but it's gotten a lot better. The pitching here the last month or so has been good enough, if paired with the offense of the first half, to win. But the offense, especially here, has really fizzled. To Deaza, a first pitch strike. It is 0-1. Kelly Dugan waits on deck. The Barnstormers now down to just 2 outs here tonight. In a game that has taken over 3 hours. We've got 9 in and under 3. Last night was the 9th. No balls and a strike to Deaza. He's hitless in 4 tries. Halbon ready to go. That is a fastball outside. Ball 1 and strike 1. At the moment, the win would go to Dull and the loss to Sawyer. One and 1 to Alejandro. The pitch fouled off to the left. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And if the Barnstormers do not score, it'll be 12 losses in the last 15 games here at home. It's been the difference in the second half. The Barnstormers pick up a few of these wins. If they play 500 at home in the second half, they're in the midst of the race with the other 3. Here's a 1-2. Deaza looks at ball 2, and that one just missed. 2-2 on Alejandro. On the road, for the most part, the team has been fine. They just took 5 of 6 on the last trip. Here's a 2-2. Deaza goes for it and fouls another one away. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. The game here tomorrow starts before the games at Central Islip and Waldorf. And the Rockers may be hanging around Clipper Magazine Stadium for a while after our game is completed tomorrow. 2 balls, 2 strikes. De Aza lets it go, and that is strike 3 on the outside corner. 2 in a row from Halbon, and I'll tell you what, these veteran left-handed hitters for the Barnstormers, we've seen it with De Aza here, Robinson, Gindel, Galen, wincing time after time after time. 2 are gone, and it's left up to Kelly Dugan, who did homer back in the 3rd inning. Back-to-back called third strikes. 13 Barnstormers have fanned in this game. Halbon goes to a breaking ball for a strike. It is 0-1. If Dugan strikes out, it will tie the season high. 0-1 here. Halbon to the plate. Dugan lets the fastball go, and it's 1-1. Two outs with the bases clear. And Dugan, 1-1 pitch, foul to the net. The Barnstormers are down to a final strike. Kelly awaiting the 1-2. Halbon trying to wrap it up for his ball club. The pitch is high. And we are level with a 2-ball and 2-strike count. The Barnstormers have seen a lot of pitches here in Game 2. They've drawn 6 walks, and 13 Barnstormers have struck out of 39 that have come to the plate. Again, it's about 50-50 putting the ball in play. Dugan awaits the 2-2. Halbon ready to go. It's high and inside. Filling things out here, Ladarius Clark waits on deck. A little bit of hope with the count going from 1-2 to 3-2. Dugan awaits. Here's the payoff. He swings and misses. 14 strikeouts of the Barnstormers here tonight. And Lancaster loses by the same score they won last night, 4-3. We'll be back to wrap things up for tonight's game in just a moment, and we'll preview tomorrow. The final again, 4-3 in favor of the High Point Rockers.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Well, the Barnstormers dropped tonight's game 4-3. 4 runs, 14 hits, an error, and 11 left for High Point. 3 runs, 7 hits, an error, and the Barnstormers strand 10. Ryan Dull with the win. He is 1-1. And the loss goes to Logan Sawyer. He is 0-1. The save to Kyle Halbon is 13th of the season. The Barnstormers with the home run in the third inning. Kelly Dugan with the bases empty, his 15th of the season. Time of our game tonight was 3 hours, 7 minutes, and a crowd of 3,402 here at Clipper Magazine Stadium. It was, again, a game where the runs came in somewhat quirky manners at times. In the top of the second, Jared Mitchell led off with a walk, went to second on a wild pitch, stole third, and then Logan Moore hit a pop-up into foul territory over on the third base side. Clea Luis Rendon made a wonderful play, banging into the wall down there, but was in no position to make a throw as Mitchell tagged and headed home for a 1-0 lead. Then in the third, with a runner at second base and 2 outs, Jerry Downs, big, powerful left-handed batter, on a swing that maybe didn't intend to make, certainly did not make good contact with the ball, hit a roller up the third base line, beat it out. Runners at first and third with 2 men down, and then Quincy Neaporte and Jared Mitchell came through with consecutive RBI singles for the 3-0 lead against Zach Smith. The Barnstormers got a run back on the Dugan homer in the third. Then in the fourth inning, Blake Alleman walked. Anthony Perrone with 1 out tried to bunt him to second base, and the third baseman Neaporte picked the ball up and made a wild throw, the ball getting far away from everybody. And with that, Alleman able to come around to score. Perrone ended up at second. Clea Luis Rendon beat out a bunt single, and the Barnstormers had runners at first and third, but Mercedes grounded into a double play, so Lancaster couldn't forge a tie there. It was 3-2. Clea Luis Rendon did double in a run in the sixth inning for the 3-3 deadlock, but the double by Lattimore and the single by the pinch hitter Norris around a stolen base produced the winning run for the High Point Rockers in the top of the ninth inning. Elsewhere, the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs swept a twin bill, 7-4 and 2-1 from the Lexington Legends today. Long Island has shut out York 2-0, and Gastonia has the lead over Charleston, and in fact that is now over 6-1, Gastonia beating Charleston. So the situation is this. Lexington meets Charleston on Monday in Game 1. That will be at Appalachian Power Park. The North Division playoff series is unclear. The only thing we do know is that Game 1 is at Long Island at 5:05 on Monday. We know now it will not be the York Revolution. They have been eliminated. It will be Southern Maryland or High Point going to that playoff series. Southern Maryland with a win tomorrow wraps it up. Long Island would have to win, and Southern Maryland would have to lose for High Point to advance to the postseason, but they have a chance. Now, here is the situation. The Barnstormers play at 1 o'clock tomorrow, wrapping up this series against the High Point Rockers, wrapping up the 2021 season. That is here. Long Island plays its home games this time of year at 1:35. Southern Maryland plays tomorrow at 2:05 against Lexington. The rain is supposed to move from west to east. It's coming through here overnight. We should be totally unaffected by the weather tomorrow at Clipper Magazine Stadium. There is about a 40% chance, 45% chance of rain during the day at Waldorf, but we figure they're going to get that in. The sticking point is that they have, the last I looked, about a 65% chance of rain through the afternoon at Waldorf, or at Central Islip. So if Southern Maryland gets its game in and wins, it's all over anyway. We could have rain delays tomorrow. We definitely have a lot of intrigue. Is it Southern Maryland? Is it High Point going to Long Island on Monday? And there's a very good chance that we'll see the High Point Rockers sticking it out for a while at Clipper Magazine Stadium tomorrow, win or lose. they have to stay here. If Southern Maryland wins the division, High Point has a 7-hour trip down south. If Long Island wins the division, then the Rockers have about a 4-hour trip, depending on traffic, to the northeast from here. So they really will have nowhere to go. They have to check out of the hotel here, and the only thing they really can do is stick it out at the ballpark tomorrow in the late afternoon hours to wait and see what happens in the North Division race. Southern Maryland has the inside track at the moment. The Blue Crabs and the Ducks are tied with records of 31 and 28 here in the second half. High Point is better than both of those, but it doesn't matter. It's the way the league breaks down, and the Rockers find themselves in a situation that potentially that has affected the Barnstormers a couple of times in our franchise history, where you've got a record good enough to go to the playoffs, but because of the way the league is formed and the playoff spots are determined, you can end up with one of the best records in the league. Sometimes it has been the best and not advance to the postseason. That is what the Rockers face, the potential of happening here tomorrow. But they are not dead yet. This season goes down to the final day. And again, the question is, will that final playoff spot go to the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, or will it go to the High Point Rockers? We'll find out in less than 24 hours. So for tonight, High Point wins it 4-3 over the Barnstormers. Tomorrow wraps up the 2021 season, and even though it has not produced a playoff spot for the Lancaster Barnstormers, and some of those big offensive totals we were looking for down the stretch have not materialized, with the ball club struggling to hit here at home. We talked about that at length tonight. Really, when you think back 4 or 5 months ago, did anyone really believe that we would get this entire season in unaffected by the coronavirus pandemic? I'm not sure I did. I know a lot of folks didn't, but we've done it. And tomorrow wraps up this 2021 season. It's been peculiar. There haven't been as many players available to bring the quality of baseball that we're used to seeing here in the Atlantic League, with the Major League affiliated clubs with bloated roster sizes, 40, 45 players per ball club. It definitely took something out of the Atlantic League for this season. Expect to see that back next year, that the high quality of play we're used to seeing in the Atlantic League up through 2019. It, in fact, kept getting better and better and better as the years went by. Expect that to return next year. The affiliated rosters, I am told, are going back to 26 for the 2022 season. It's going to mean a lot more players are available to come to the Atlantic League for the upcoming season. But still, we've had baseball. We've gotten to know a lot of good players around the league. We have had a club in here that has been sensational in terms of their personality, their character. They've just been very, very, very young in key spots, and that goes back to the point I was making. It's not, maybe I overstated the point, it's not that we haven't had good ball players in here, but we haven't had the experienced ball players that we have had in the past. And some of these young kids, they have come through with flying colors. They have done very, very well given the circumstances here in 2021. But we get together one more time tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Gates will open for the season ticket holders at 11:45, for everybody else at noon. The team poster giveaway tomorrow. Everybody will be out on the field signing autographs. We will present the award to the Barnstormers Player of the Year prior to the game tomorrow, and then we will have what will be the 119th Barnstormers game of the season, the 60th here at Clipper Magazine Stadium. At that point, we will call it a day. We will bid you not goodbye, but see you in 6 months. We are anticipating that the 2022 season will begin about 3 or 4 weeks into the month of April. We don't know exactly when yet. We don't know what the schedule structure or exactly what the league structure is going to be for the 2022 season. A 10th franchise still has to be determined. That does it for us here tonight. Now for my partner James Murray, our video producer Ryan Cortazzo, and all the cast and crew here at Clipper Magazine Stadium, as well as our presenting sponsor, Gockenauer Appliances of East Petersburg, I'm Dave Collins. Have a great evening, everyone. And come tomorrow, we'll see you at the ballpark.